Hello and welcome to McCormick Gymnasium on the campus of Shanley High School for a North Dakota High School basketball matchup between the Davies Eagles and the Shanley Deacons. I'm Braden Altringer alongside my partner Joe Cava. We'll break this game down for you and actually get into the game itself after a message from our Deacon partners.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, Butler Machinery, Ed's Marine, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Hurley's Religious Goods, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Network Center, Northern Improvement, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, Sanford, Shields, Taxman, TCI Insurance, and Wolf Steel Construction. This broadcast is presented by...
And welcome back again. I'm Braden Altringer, joined along my partner Joe Cava. And Joe, we have some very talented teams here tonight. Davies coming in at 11-3 in EDC play, followed by Shanley at 10-3. Two very talented teams, and their last game was a close one all game, and then Davies kind of pulled away and won it 65-56. So we've kind of talked about the talent of the teams. How about those individual players? Who are kind of your players to watch this evening?
My player to watch from Davies is Riley Wacha. She's leading the team in rebounds, and she's a very physical player out there, and her work ethic is unmatched to anybody else on her team. So I'm very excited to see what she can do on the court tonight. And then for Shanley, I have Hadley Huber. She really facilitates the ball well on offense, and she can get back and D up really well. And she's one of those vocal leaders for Shanley. So I'm excited to see how she plays tonight.
Yeah, speaking of Hadley Huber, she eclipsed the 1,000 point mark for Shanley just a couple games ago, having over 100 points this year. So very exciting for her and her entire team. But I could not agree with you more. Those are two very talented players for each team. And now as they are finishing starting lineups on the floor, we will get those lineups to you. The Eagles will go with Langang, Wacha, the older Wacha, shall we say. She does have a younger sister, but it will be the older Wacha, Faye, Koenig, and then they'll end it up with Ava Wild. Matching up against them for Shanley will be Huber, Mattern, Payne, Manuel, and then Hakim. So we're just a few moments away here as they just start announcing the last players for each team. And then we will be underway from Fargo Shanley for girls basketball on Shanley TV. So Joe, any final words before we get underway, or are you kind of just ready to get going and have a good game with a lot of people in attendance?
Yeah, I'm really excited about this game tonight. Great atmosphere here. It should be a really fun one. And I'm really excited to see what kind of defense Shanley starts out in against Davies with their high-power offense. So I'm just excited to get going here.
For sure. Shanley has multiple defenses they can run. And already we have our first shout-out of the game to Lynn Swenson. Thank you, Lynn Swenson, for tuning in to Shanley TV. And so some of you might wonder why there's so many people here. First of all, it's a huge rivalry in the 25th Street Showdown, with Davies just being a little ways away from Shanley. So that's one reason. Another reason, it is elementary night for JP2 schools. So if you are an elementary kid that goes to a JP2 school, make sure you get out and make it to Shanley this evening. You still have time. The boys' game will play later tonight. So make sure you get out if you're able to do so. But those are some of the reasons why it's so packed. But I'm guessing quite a few people are here to watch this great game.
Yeah, this is just going to be a great matchup tonight for both girls and boys.
So it's going to be Payne and Wacha jumping ball for the opening tip. Tip is won by the Deacons, and Huber passes it over to Mattern. Quick pass to Payne, almost out of bounds, but saves it and goes up for the two, and the rebound comes down to Wacha.
Very quick start there for Shanley, getting it out in a transition. We'll see if they can keep that up all night.
Looks like they're going to start in a 3-2 zone or maybe a one-on-one. Couldn't quite tell with that quick possession, as it is a turnover, and heads back over to the Deacons.
Seems like both teams here have a little bit of nerves they got to get out in these first few possessions.
And I was kind of curious if that was going to happen. Not surprised, though, with how many people are in attendance this evening. Mattern, looks like that's going to go out of bounds off of the Deacons. They're actually going to call an over and back before it went out of bounds. So it'll be a turnover to Davies, as both teams now started with turnovers.
And that's one thing I'm going to be watching for tonight is which team has less turnovers. That's going to make a huge factor in this game, so it'll be interesting to see.
Looks like we have a foul on the play. Our first foul of tonight's matchup. It'll be on number 4, Lydia Mattern with the push. Her first team foul for the Deacons.
It looks like Shanley is in a 3-2, 2-3.
They kind of keep switching it up. I'm not sure what they're going to do here. It looks like they are going to be in that 3-2 that Joe said. 3-point basket for number 14 for the Eagles, Riley Wacha. Mattern takes a 3 of her own. Can't get it to go, and the rebound comes down to Brooklyn Koenig of the Eagles. Outlet pass to 40, gets the basket to go. That's Ava Wild going to the free throw line to convert the 3-point play.
That's one thing that really kills teams is getting out in transition. So Shanley's going to really have to focus on getting back on defense tonight with this fast Davies team.
Already the second personal foul on Lydia Mattern this evening, so it'll be an early entrance for Liz Dabbert. Able to convert the 3-point play is Wild. Early 6-point lead, for Fargo Davies. Payne takes a 3. A little long on that attempt as Davies looks to push the pace.
Right now, Shanley just needs to settle down and run one of their plays that they know is going to work.
And able to get the 3-point basket to go is Koenig, and just like that, an early 9-point lead for Davies.
That's one thing with Davies' offense. It's so high-powered. If you let them get out of control, it could be a long one.
Not only for the girls, but for the boys as well. They have a very high-powered team, too, so that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that as Mo Hakim gets the basket to go and gets the Deacons on the scoreboard.
That's always a good move there. Get it to your big one, the big man down low, and then let him work.
Deacons playing that 3-2 zone as Lane Gang takes the 3 and misses everything.
Looks like that one was tipped there in the corner.
They are going to say it went off of Davies, as it looks like Davies players don't agree. Really? But I would agree with you. I thought that one was tipped, but it will turn over to the Deacons. Huber setting the offense up. Finds Payne. As Tim Jacobson, coach of Davies Eagles, not happy with something as he's complaining to the ref. Little tip shot there by Davies, and it looks like they got away with the travel there as the Deacons faithful wanted the travel call. Brooklyn Koenig just a little far on that 3-point attempt, and Fargo Shanley looks to push the pace. Manuel goes up and gets the foul called and will be sent to the line for 2.
That's one thing we're going to have to watch out, too, is foul trouble for both teams. It's still early on in the game, but that's something that really can affect how each team plays and their strategy.
Yeah, in last game, Riley Payne had 4 early fouls in the second half, and she had to sit for quite a while, and you could definitely tell that took a toll on the Deacons in that game. Manuel's first attempt is good as it rattles in. Manuel, second attempt is up and good. Goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
I'll be interesting to see if Shanley starts switching up their defenses here now, because they have a very versatile team. So sometimes they drop back in a 2-3, sometimes they're in man, sometimes they're in a 3-2. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Jacobson starts switching those up to confuse the Davies players.
And they do switch that 2-3 zone as Brooklyn Koenig takes another 3 and does not get down to go. Kind of looked like it was going to go in from our angle, but just short as Payne has the ball for Shanley. Payne, Huber up top, back to Payne, down to Hakim, and she just can't control that one, and will go over to Davies. And she's had some struggles with that this year, kind of holding on to that ball, and she's had some chances to get some easy finishes, just can't hold on to that basketball.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Jacobson before the game, and he said if Hakim can hold on to the ball, it's going to be a long night for Davies. So it'll be interesting to see if they've worked on that with her in practice.
Watch up top with the ball now. Takes a 2-point floater, and rebound goes down to Payne and the Deacons. Huber over to Manuel. Manuel to Payne. Back to Manuel. Going to take that 3-point attempt and will not be able to get it to go. Just going to go over to Davies with the ball going over the backboard.
It's one thing Shanley's kind of playing a little fast right now. They just need to take a step back, slow down a little bit, move the ball around, and look for that easy shot. They're trying to take the hard shot right now. If they look for that easy shot, things are going to get a lot easier tonight.
Huber, outlet pass to Payne. Little 3-on-2 for the Deacons. Going to take a pull-up jumper, and not able to get it to go, but Hakim fighting for the rebound, but Davies able to come away with it. We have an early foul on Payne.
That was one of those cheap fouls that you can't afford to get. You know, it was a turnover. You just got to get back, set up on defense, and then play good, hard defense. Those cheap ones will add up tonight.
3 early team fouls on Shanley as Davies still only has 1. 3-point basket in the corner is no good by Langang, and it will head over to the Deacons off of Ava Wild.
I'm really excited to see the bench players from Shanley. They have a very strong bench, so that they could definitely play a huge factor in the game tonight, giving Shanley that spark that they might need.
Dabbert just can't control that one, and Brooklyn Koenig comes away with the ball. Basket is not going to fall for 14 Wacha, but will be sent to the line 4-2. Foul's going to be on number 14 for Shanley, Olivia Manuel. First personal, 4th team foul.
I'll be interested to see if Coach Jacobson will take off the press here, because it looks like Shanley's kind of getting beat back on defense right now. So just taking off the press, getting his players back on defense, and playing good hard defense in the half court.
Checking into the game for Davies is 12, Ellen Donat, and for the Deacons is Hodel. Able to get that one to go is Wacha, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. So 6-point lead for Fargo Davies with about 14 minutes remaining in the first half. Turnover for the Deacons, and it goes back over to Davies as it looks like Tim Jacobson is kind of assessing that ball, see if it is to his liking. It appeared like it is so, but I'm not sure what the refs would do about that at all.
Yeah, I was thinking if he was seeing if it was a little slippery or not, because a lot of players have been fumbling with it, so maybe he was just drying it off.
Yeah. Looks like it's going to go over to the Deacons after a tip pass by Hakim. Nice defensive play by Hakim. Manuel with the ball in front of her old coach, Tim Jacobson. Down to Hakim. Hakim going to work down low. They are going to call her for a travel and not the foul, so it looked like the travel came before the foul.
One thing I've noticed with Davies is they're really, really attacking Hakim when she gets the ball. Like, they're starting out with just playing behind her, and then they're sending that double team over because they know how powerful she can be down low.
And you got to think teams kind of watched film from earlier games because she had a lot of easy layups down low, but then when they started to apply more pressure, yeah, those easy layups kind of went away for Hakim. Tipped ball there by Payne, and is able to come away with it for Shanley. Screen from Dabbert. Payne drives baseline, looking for someone to pass to as that ball is tipped. Really excellent play there by Safransky.
Yeah, that was just good hands, good awareness of what was going on.
Foul call on Hakim, sends 15. Faye to the free throw line.
That was a tough one there for Shanley. They just got out of position a little bit and then got that foul, so that was a tough one.
First foul on Mo Hakim. 5th team foul for Shanley.
Could be interesting. They might be in the bonus a little early tonight, so that could play a huge factor in this first half.
Kind of looking like they might be 5 early fouls with still 13 minutes left, so we'll have to see if they're able to get into the bonus early. First one from Faye fell through. Second attempt on the way, and not able to get it to go with Hakim coming down with the board. Checking in for Shanley on that last play was Emily Strema.
It'll be interesting now. Shanley has the 2-post approach, so it'll be interesting to see what kind of plays they can run out of that, having two bigger gals down low, being able to get those rebounds.
Also checking in for Davies was Simile Askew. And, you know, Joe, something I've kind of thought about as this game goes on is the coaching matchup in Tim Jacobson and Steve Jacobson, Tim being the uncle of Steve. Do you think that plays a role? Kind of both of them want to win it, and especially for the Deacons with Tim Jacobson and Barry Anderson being former coaches at Shanley. Do you think that plays a role in just wanting this game a little bit more?
Definitely, for sure. It definitely adds to the rivalry, just like from Davies and Shanley. The rivalry was already there, but especially now that the two coaches were coaching here, went to Davies, that doesn't leave a good taste in anybody's mouth from Shanley. You know, no one likes to see that, so it's definitely makes it a little more interesting, and especially the family members, the two Jacobsons. I'm sure at the dinner table sometimes they're fighting about it.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna have some talks after this at the dinner table. I'm curious who their family's all cheering for. I'm guessing a lot of them are in attendance on the far side, but also those watching at home. So it'll be interesting to see how that kind of turns out. As Payne has the ball for Shanley. Hubert checking in that last dead ball for Dabbert. Actually, she's going to be at the scorer's table. Looked like the refs did not allow her to come in. So it'll be rebound for Davies. Safransky pushes the pace. Faye now with the ball. Gets it stolen almost. Over to Simley Askew. Down to Donat, who drives baseline. Kicks it over to Wacha. Drives middle. Can't find anyone. And gets it stolen by Payne. Payne now attempting to push the pace. And a nice defensive play there by Donat, able to knock it out of bounds.
That was just a great hustle play there by Donut. She was all the way on the other end of the floor, and she came across court to make that block, which is huge for Davies.
Huber checking in for Hodel, as she now has it up top and passes it right over to Payne in front of her former head coach, Tim Jacobson. Shrema takes a long two and gets it to go. Excellent shot there by Shrema.
That's always fun to see from a post, being able to make those outside shots.
Safransky over to Simley Askew. Little block shot. Not sure if it was deflected or just missed it as they go to work down low. And it looks like we will have a foul called. There's aggressive play by both teams.
Definitely looks like the refs are letting them play tonight, which I like to see. That's always good. Two great teams letting them play, letting them decide who's going to be the winner.
You can't ask for much more. If they're going to let them play, I mean, we're here to watch.
Exactly.
So it'll be Huber bringing the ball up the floor for Shanley, as Davies is man-to-man. And we do have another shout-out from Dustin Payne, assistant coach for the girls team, who's on a business trip. Thank you for tuning in from Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you, Dustin Payne. Basket is able to go there from Safransky. Extends lead out to 7 for Davies.
Shanley just really needs to get in their groove right now. They're not clicking as much as they normally click, so they just need to get that spark of energy and get going.
Hakim will go to the foul line after the foul. Second personal foul on Simley Askew. Third team foul. First from Hakim is perfect.
I'm just loving the crowd out here tonight, Braden. It is just a great atmosphere in McCormick Gymnasium. It just doesn't get much better than this.
It doesn't. Very full here as people are still pouring in from the doors, and I'm guessing a couple more will pour in before the end, and especially for that boys game later this evening at about 7:30. Hakim not able to get the second one to go. The rebound comes down to Davies. Checking into the game for Davies will be Selensky, taking out Simley Askew. Excuse me, that'll be Donat going to the bench for Davies. Deacons able to come away with the ball as Hubert takes control, and not anyone stopping her there. She's able to get to the free throw line and then met by Safransky. Manuel's going to take a three in the far corner and can't get it to go with Shrema coming down with the rebound. Tip shot there by Simley Askew and Davies, but Safransky steps out of bounds trying to save it.
That was a great hustle play there by Mo Hakim, just getting the ball and making sure Safransky stepped out of bounds.
You know, Joe, something else I kind of noticed is the student section for Shanley. Very impressive. Probably one of the largest they've had all year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. The student section has been a little weak this year, I'm not going to lie, but tonight they really stepped up their game with the beach theme. I'm really liking it.
You got to love to see that, as Hakim's not able to get that one to go. There will be an over-the-back foul called on 33, Emily Strema of the Deacons.
Steve Jacobson is not really liking that call from the side there. He thinks one of his players might have got hacked, and I would have to agree with him on
I think I did see a foul there on Hakim's shot, but, I mean, the refs are calling it, and we can't say much.
Exactly. That's a tough one there.
So it will be Safransky bringing the ball up the floor for Fargo Davies as Deacons sit back in their 2-3 zone. Donat over on the corner, up to Selensky, who drives right middle, kicks over to Donat, who drives baseline, met by Hakim, and tip shot there, and Payne is able to come away with the ball. Outlet pass to Shrema. It looks like that was tipped off of a Davies player, and yep, they're going to say that went off of Selensky, as Tim Jacobson is arguing that it might have touched Emily Shrema last, but we do not have replay, so can't change that call, unfortunately, for Tim Jacobson.
That's always tough with those calls. You know, there's 3 refs out there, but sometimes they don't always see it, so those are always tough ones.
Nice inbound pass to Shrema, and able to get the 2-point basket to go. Deficit just 4 for the Deacons.
That's a great play there, just using Emily Shrema's height advantage against Davies. That's good. That's good to see for Shanley.
2-3 zone for the Deacons. That one's going to go right out of bounds off the hands of Koenig, who thought she had a teammate there, but it's going to go right into the Deacon bench.
Yeah, I think there was just a little miscommunication there between the 2 Davies players.
Huber outlet pass to Manuel. Has an open 3. See if she'll take it. It looks like she's not going to, and will drive baseline, put up a floater, and just short as Koenig comes away with the board.
Manuel's been a little cold tonight. She just got a steal there, but it'll be interesting to see if she can heat up later in the game.
Hubert down to Hakim. Little mismatch there. Goes to work and gets the easy 2-point basket to go in early. 5 points for Hakim.
Shanley's big fellas have really been showing out tonight, so I'm excited to see what they can do for the rest of the game.
A little energy forming for Shanley faithful as they're trying to fight back into this game, and that's going to go right through the hands of Selensky, who kind of just took her eyes off the ball and go back to the Deacons.
This could be the spark Shanley needed to get them clicking, getting their offense going. So
momentum in favor of Shanley right now with just under 10 minutes left in the first half. Hubert gets a double screen by Shrema and Hakim. Has an open Manuel up top, but Hakim decides to drive. And looks like she got away with maybe a little of an arm push off, but they are going to call a foul on Davies, so it will stay with Shanley.
Hakim is really using her physicality out there tonight. Granted, she might have got away with one right there, but she's really bodying people up.
And that's all you can ask for if you're Coach Steve Jacobson.
Exactly.
Go out there, play hard, and whatever happens, happens. As a couple players check back in for Davies, that'll be Langang and Donat for Fargo Davies. 3-point basket. It looks like they're going to say a long two for Payne.
Yeah, her foot was right on the line there. That's a close one.
Good catch by Joe there, as it is now tied at 13 with 9:15 remaining in the first half. Able to get that to go. Looks like that's going to be 15. Taylor Fay gives the lead back to Davies.
That's a good drive there by Fay. She knows she has the quickness on her, so just using her speed to get around and get the easy 2 points.
Huber over to Payne. Payne going to take a long three, and that's going to miss everything with the rebound coming down to Wacha. Wacha, nice outlet pass to 40. Ava Wild can't get the basket to go, but does get the foul and will be sent to the line for 2.
It'll be...
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
I'm interested to see. Shanley's really struggling with getting back in transition, so it'll be interesting to see if that's one of the points Steve Jacobson brings up to his team tonight, or this at halftime.
Yep. As a couple, it looks like Mattern's going to check in for Mo Hakim, and it will be Wacha with her second attempt from the line. Excuse me, that was Wild, but she did miss both. They're going to call a jump ball, and it will stay with Davies.
That's just one of those plays Coach Jacobson's not going to be happy, or excuse me, Steve Jacobson's not going to be happy with. Just getting out hustled. No coach likes to see that. So
deep 3-4, Langang can't get it to go, and the rebound comes down to Payne and Deacons. Triple team there, and Watch is able to come away with it, and Donat is not able to get it to go. A couple of rebounds, and finally able to get it to go is Donat for the 2 points.
That's just a great hustle play there, going after your own rebound and then finally making those 2 points.
Payne guarded by Donut. Over to Manuel, drives baseline. Gets swatted there by Wacha. They're going to have a foul called on Manuel. She did have the arm of Wacha.
Wacha has really been impressive tonight so far.
As that is the second personal on Olivia Manuel, 8th team foul. And folks, we are referring, when we do say Wacha, we are referring to the Riley Wacha currently. She does have a younger sister, Ashley Wacha, but the main Wacha is Riley this evening.
It's a good clarification there, Brady. Yes. I didn't even notice that.
First attempt from Riley Wacha is good.
It'll be interesting to see here if Shanley plays a little less aggressive on defense. I'm not saying not D up, but they have quite a few people in foul trouble, and Davies is already in the bonus, so it'll be interesting to see how they go about that.
Payne gets the foul called and will be sent to the line for 2 from the charity stripe. Looks like they're going to get that on Riley Wacha. First personal, 5th team foul, so foul starting to add up for Davies as well. See if the Deacons can take advantage of that. First attempt for Payne is no good as Hakim and Dabbert check into the game for Shrema and Manuel. Second attempt from Payne. Up and able to get that one to go. 1 for 2 from the line.
Looks like Shanley switched to a 2-3 zone here.
And we do have another shout out for you folks. It looks like it's going to be from Katie Visser, studying abroad in Rome. Thank you, Katie, for tuning in all the way from Rome. Dabbert with the ball, kicks it inside to Mattern, who makes a nice move, but not able to take control, but Payne able to get it and swing it over to an open Dabbert, who takes a three in the corner and gets it to go. 3 points for Shanley.
That was great ball movement there by Shanley. They did a really good job of moving the ball around and finding that open, easy shot.
As it will go over to Shanley, as we do have a foul on the play. That's going to be on Ellen Donut, her first foul. 16 fouls, so from here on out, both teams will be in the bonus as a host of players check into the ball game.
I really like how Tim Jacobson is rotating his players, keeping fresh bodies out on the court. That's good to see.
Yeah, Davies going pretty deep. I believe there are already 5 players into the bench, and anytime you can do that, that's really impressive and helps your team a lot. Hodo now with the ball, drives middle, looking for a shot, and a nice bounce pass to Payne, but they are going to call, looks like Hodo for 3 seconds. So it will go over to Fargo Davies. It will be Riley Wacha bringing the ball up the floor for the Eagles. Gets met there by Hodel and Mattern as Shanley sits in their 2-3 zone. Wacha over to Safransky. Safransky into the corner to Selensky. Back to Safransky. Excellent passing here from Davies. As Hakim's able to steal that one for Shanley. And Wacha now guarding Payne on the far side as Payne's able to get away and put up a 2-point shot and can't get it to go as the rebound is hit out to Davies. It's going to be Faye driving. Gets the foul called and the basket will go to the free throw line to convert the 3-point play.
That was a great physical play there by Faye. She knew she had the angle on Dabbert there, and she just used it to her advantage to get the end one.
So that foul was on 23, Liz Dabbert. So next foul on Shanley will cast Davies into the double bonus. And on the other side, next foul on Davies will cast Shanley into the single bonus. Able to convert the 3-point play is Faye. Huber sends Hodel away and looks for Hakim inside as she is guarded tightly there by Wild. Hakim now with the ball on the 3-point line as Huber comes away with it, finds Dabbert, swings it over to Hodel, who gets met there by Faye. Dabbert puts up another 3, but Hodel there right for the rebound and can't get it to go as Hakim goes up. They're going to say that it was on the floor.
I think they called that one right before she went up in the shooting motion.
But it will be the bonus now, so Hakim will go to the line for the 1-and-1 as Manuel checks back into the game for Hodel. We do have another shout-out, Jed Thomas. Thanks for tuning in. We miss you, bud. Hope you are doing well. Hakim able to get the first one to go. Second attempt from Hakim is good.
It's always good to see your the big one down low making those free throws. Those sometimes can be tough for the post players.
2-3 zone for Shanley. As Safransky has the ball guarded by Manuel. Back up to Wacha. And that last foul was on Taylor Faye on Davies on the other end. Watch a nice bounce pass to Faye and gets the 2-point basket to go. Excellent play there from Wacha and Faye.
Yeah, that's a great ball movement in the zone. When you get that ball moving around, it gets the defenders out of position, and that was just a great play there by Davies.
Manuel over to Dabbert, looking for Hakim down low. Swings it back up to Huber. Huber to Payne. Tries to drive middle. Good defense there by Safransky, and Payne throws it right over the head of Manuel into the Davies bench.
Yeah, that's just one of those passes you want to have back. You know, just right when it leaves your hands, you know, I screwed up there. But
that's where you got to bounce back and get the next one.
Exactly.
And try to help your team in a different way. Wacha now with the ball back up to Safransky. Safransky with the ball, swings it over to Marissa Burian. Gets a 3-pointer to go. Is Burian off the bench?
That was a deep three there. I am very impressed with that shot. That was a great shot.
College level, almost NBA range, some would say.
That was a deep three.
Huber over to Hakim as Payne is getting double teamed down low by Wacha and Safransky. Manuel takes the open 3 and that gets that one to go. And you were talking about it earlier. She might be able to heat up, and it looks like she might be kind of feeling it now.
Yeah, I'm really loving the back and forth battle here from Shanley and Davies. They hit a 3. I'm really liking it.
Safransky with the ball, Down low to Faye, who kind of got lucky there. She wasn't really paying attention. And block shot by Hakim. Foul heading the other way will send Hakim to the line for the bonus. Looks like they're going to call second personal on Riley Wacha. 8th team foul on Davies.
That's definitely something to watch there. 2-on Wacha. She's one of their key players for Davies, so it'll be interesting to see how Tim Jacobson goes about putting her in the game.
Yep. And it does look like by the end of this half, both teams will be in the double bonus. So a lot of free throw attempts will be happening tonight. As Hakim's first attempt is good. Very successful from the line is Hakim this evening.
Both teams have been very aggressive tonight, which is always fun to see.
Second attempt from Hakim is no good as Wild comes away with it for Davies. Wild almost loses it, but just saves it and is guarded by Payne. Over to Donut. Down low it to Wild. Swings it over, and it looks like it's going to go off of Shanley and stay with Fargo Davies.
That was great communication by Shanley's defense there, knowing where the Davies players were at and where they were cutting. It was great talking by the the Shanley defense.
Open three-pointer for Safransky, and just long, but Wild able to come down with the board. And now it's Donat coming away with the board. It looked like it was tipped there off of the hands of Shrema, and Payne now has the ball for Shanley. Double team there and kicks it over to Manuel, who crosses the half-court line. Looks like we're going to get a jump ball called there, and it will stay with Fargo Shanley.
Looks like the ball might be a little slippery out there. I've seen a few players that have tried to pass and it's kind of slipped out of their hands, so that might be something to watch for.
Shrema, looks like she kind of got fouled there, but gets it over to Payne with an open three-point attempt and gets it to go. Now just a 1-point lead for Fargo Davies.
That was great ball movement there. Passed in the post, and the post had nothing going on. Passed it back out to the open Payne on the three line, and it's good stuff.
Into the corner. But they say she did travel before Burrian put that one up, so we'll go over to Fargo Shanley as Tim Jacobson is on the court and just can't believe that call. I think he's got to be a little bit careful as he is out quite far.
He is quite upset right now, so it could be interesting.
As Huber checked back into the game for Shanley. As you can hear someone from Shanley faithful there saying stay off the court.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Tim Jacobson didn't hear him. Probably won't listen to him either. We'll have to see if that affects him at all.
After that play there, the Shanley faithful were definitely on their feet cheering.
Huber gets a screen from Payne. Nice pass down to Hakim. Gets tipped there by 40 Wild, and Davies able to come away.
That was a nice clean block there by Wild. That was a good play.
Nice pass down to Faye. Puts up a 2-point shot, and they're going to say that hit the antenna above, so will not count. Out of bounds over to Fargo Shanley.
Coach Tim Jacobson is still upset about that call earlier, so that'll be interesting to see if he calms down from that.
You know, one thing that keeps kind of bugging me is I want to say Coach Jacobson because usually we refer to Coach and Steve Jacobson, so it's kind of tough with that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I definitely have noticed that. I say Coach Jacobson, and some of you guys might not know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Hakim now with the ball goes up, and they're going to head over to Fargo Davies. And we do apologize. We are experiencing a few technical difficulties and some buffering. We will try to figure that out and get back to normal broadcasting. Donat with the ball over to Safransky. Deacon faithful cheering their team on, trying to get another stop. Almost gets a turnover there, but Wild with the 2-point basket. Rebound down to Payne and Shanley. As Manuel comes away.
That was a huge rebound there by Payne. The crowd is on their feet. It is just an electric atmosphere in here right now.
Yes, it is, as Manuel will be sent to the line for the single bonus still. But next foul on either team will send the other team to the line for 2. So that last foul was on 12, Ellen Donat.
One thing I want to note right now is the game is pretty low scoring. I'm a little impressed with how low it is right now, especially with two high-powered offenses. There's been a lot of good defense tonight.
Yeah, you got to think the second half might produce a little bit more scoring as both teams are still under 30 with just over 2 minutes remaining in the first half. As Hakim comes away with the board. Nice move there by Hakim.
Beautiful spin move there. That was absolutely beautiful. That was textbook spin move. That's what you like to see.
And boy, is Hakim having a night tonight. has an early 10 points for Shanley as she gets another steal, and boy, is it her night tonight.
It is her night tonight. She's definitely stepped up to the challenge, and she is definitely producing for the Shanley team.
Manuel Shrema takes an open 2, gets fouled there, and will be sent to the line for 2 shots. So now Shanley will be in the double bonus for the remainder of the half.
What a turn of events for Shanley. They looked like they were a little down in the dumps, and now they have come right back firing, which is awesome. Which is always good to see when a team can come back.
That last foul is on Taylor Safransky, first personal. As Shrema's first one rattles in. Liz Dabbert checks in for Shanley, sends Olivia Manuel to the bench for a breather. Shrema 2 for 2 from the line as Deacons take a 3-point lead, their largest lead of tonight's game. Safransky over, back to Safransky it looks like, to Selensky in front of Coach Steve Jacobson of Shanley. As Davies not really looking for a shot is there. Selensky goes up for the shot, and the rebound goes right into the hands of Wild as Coach Steve Jacobson is beside himself over there.
That was a tough play there for Shanley. They thought they had him covered, and then you get that ball that rolls through the legs, and it's always a tough play.
Huber over to Shrema, trying to drive left-hand side. Stolen there by Selensky as she has a 2-on-1 with Langang. Gets the foul called and will be sent to the line for 2.
Looks like Huber's upset with that foul there.
And they are going to get Huber for that foul. First personal, 10th team foul. So both teams now in the double bonus remainder of the first half. First from Selensky is good. First point of the evening for Selensky.
It'll be interesting to see what Shanley does here, if they try to get out or kind of slow it down a little bit and get the shot that they want to get.
Hakim with the rebound as it's a tie game with about a minute remaining in the first half. And folks, I have not mentioned yet, but make sure you stay tuned for halftime as we will be interviewing Owen Mears and Quincy Smith of the boys Shanley basketball team in our senior spotlight as Wild comes away with the ball and gets the 2-point basket to go, giving the lead back to Fargo Davies.
This has just been a back and forth matchup or battle all night, so it's interesting to see who's gonna be in the lead at halftime.
And Hakim is just going to work down there as she will be sent back to the line for 2 after the foul call.
I can't help but notice how upset Tim Jacobson is right now on the bench.
Hands on the head, he's not happy with that call. But from our angle, it looks like that might have been the right call.
Oh, sorry. Thought I saw something.
Thought we were going to get a little T over there.
I thought I saw a little technical, but
I think he was really close. Probably a smart play that he went over to that side. Hakim's first attempt is good. Second one is not good. Selensky stolen there by Shrema. And 30 seconds remain. It looks like Shanley's going to have to take a shot as a shot clock and game clock are just a few seconds differential. Huber drives baseline. Can't get that one to go as the rebound comes down to Davies. 3-point basket in the corner by Langang. And cannot get it to go as it will head over to Shanley.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of play Shanley has here for the last shot of this half.
As Hodel brings the ball up the floor, just 10 seconds left. Now over to Huber, gets a screen from Shrema. Just kind of stuck there, gets it down to, looks like they're going to call that off of Davies and will stay with Shanley. Just under 5 seconds left. Quick checking into the game for Shanley is Payne.
It's a smart substitution there by Coach Jacobson with putting Payne, the shooter, in the game.
Nice pass from Huber down to Hakim. Gives the lead to the Deacons. So from at halftime, it is 33-32 for Shanley. Joe, what are your takeaways from that first half? Or what do both teams need to kind of do for the next half?
It was a very upbeat half, a lot of back and forth battle. Both teams just kind of need to settle in. get their defense down. They need to get back in transition and just kind of settle into the game a little bit. The first half's gone by. They just need to kind of calm down and start running their plays.
And folks, we are trying to get Owen Mears and Quincy Smith over here. It looks like they're having a little trouble with all the people here in attendance. But going back to that, how exciting or fun is it to play in front of so many people?
It's absolutely electric. Being a player out there on the court and getting to play in front of a big crowd, there's nothing better than that. The fans cheering after you score, that's one of the best feelings there is.
Yeah, getting that cheering them on, making some people as it looks like Owen Mears and Quincy Smith are now coming up the bleachers as we'll give Joe's headset over to them. So just making their final walk up here as they're just a few moments away from interviewing Owen Mears and Quincy Smith in tonight's Senior Spotlight of the boys team. We'll conclude our Senior Spotlight this evening during the boys game. So as Quincy Smith now joins me. Quincy, thanks for coming and joining us.
Yep.
So we'll start out with some easier questions, then go over to the basketball questions. So first question, what's your favorite food?
I'd have to go pizza.
Pizza, I would agree. That's mine too. Favorite color?
Blue.
Blue? Okay, a lot of blues so far. Netflix or Disney Plus?
I have to.
First or second one?
Yeah.
So pretty.
Oh, definitely hanging with friends.
Okay, I respect that. Nike or Under Armour?
Nike.
Nike. Summer or winter?
Summer, definitely.
Truth or dare?
Dare.
Dare. Okay, good thing I don't have a dare. But now more of the basketball-related questions. What's your favorite pregame snack or ritual that you do?
Oh, I usually go to like Jimmy John's or Herbert's and Gerber's.
That's a common one. When did you start playing the game of basketball?
Probably since I was like 3 or 4.
3 or 4, really young there. What's your favorite basketball memory or moment from Shanley? You've only been with them for 2 years, but what's your favorite memory?
I just have to say the first time I started, I guess.
That's exciting. What are you going to miss most about playing for Shanley? Is it going to be that family feeling?
Yeah, just, the team. Team meals and just getting together with the boys,
For sure. What advice would you give to those underclassmen that still have a couple years left in the Shanley program?
Just keep working, get in the weight room.
Yeah, that's
dream big.
Good advice. And what are your plans for next year? Do you have any plans, or are those still in the work?
No, still in the working.
So thank you, Quincy Smith.
Yep.
We are going to give the mic over to Owen Mears now as we have our final boys basketball member for our Senior Spotlight. So now as Owen gets his headset on, Owen, we're going to start with some easier questions and then get to the basketball questions. So first question, what's your favorite food?
Probably steak, honestly.
Steak? What's your medium well, medium rare, or what's your...
medium well.
Medium well, okay. Favorite color?
Ooh, probably blue.
Blue, okay, same as Quincy there. Netflix or Disney Plus?
Netflix.
That's me too. Are you a guy that likes staying in or going to hang out with friends?
Oh, going to hang out with friends for sure.
Yeah. Nike or Under Armour?
Nike.
I think everyone's been Nike so far, and that's my favorite as well. Summer or winter?
Ooh, probably the summer.
Summer, yeah, you got to love the lakes.
Yeah.
Next question, truth or dare?
Truth.
That's good, because what is
Gotta
your
play
favorite?
it safe.
Yeah, got to play it safe. What's your favorite pregame snack or ritual?
I'll probably just listen to music, maybe go to Jimmy John's.
Yeah, you're a big music guy. I would agree with that. When did you start playing the game of basketball?
Elementary, so probably third grade, fourth grade.
Nice. What's your favorite basketball memory or moment for playing for Shanley?
Getting in versus West Fargo, my first varsity start last year.
That's exciting. That was fun to watch for sure. What will you miss most about playing for Shanley? Will it be that family attitude, or is it something maybe a little bit different?
Yeah, the family attitude and just kind of how everyone's always there for each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. What advice would you give to those underclassmen that still have a few years left playing basketball?
If you really want to win, you got to start young and you got to put in work all the time.
Yeah, you got to keep putting in that work. And finally, any plans for next year or still in the works?
Still in the works.
Alrighty, sounds good. And folks, that is the end of our basketball. Just about 6 minutes away on Shanley TV. And folks, as we welcome possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members, check out their website today at shanleyathleticlub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member, and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon Athletics to a higher level. So welcome back, everyone. Again, I'm Brandon Altringer, joined alongside my partner, Joe Cavett. And Joe, very evenly matched up game as Deacons just hold a 1-point lead in tonight's game. What are your takeaways from the first half, or maybe what do each team need to do to be successful and win this game?
I feel like Davies just needs to keep pushing the tempo. They do a great job with pushing the tempo, getting the ball out in transition, and making those easy layups. Shanley, they need to do the opposite. They need to slow it down a little bit, run their set plays, and get a good shot every time.
As we are now underway for the second half of girls basketball on Shanley TV, as Manuel opens up this half with a 3-point basket.
That's a great way to start the second half, coming out with a 3.
Wild now with it, as looks like Shanley's going to come out in a 3-2 zone. Nice steal there by Hakim and Shanley, as Huber will set up the offense. Huber over to Payne. Going to swing it over to Mattern. Nice pump fake drive, gets to the right-hand side, but not able to get it to go as Koenig comes down with the board. Koenig takes a 2-point jumper and not able to get it to go. Rebound comes down. They're going to call a jump ball, so it will stay with Fargo Davies.
That was a good call there by the ref.
Throwing the ball in for Davies will be 14 Wacha, who was the leading scorer. Excuse me, that's going to be Faye was their leading scorer in the first half with 8. As the rebound comes down to Huber and the Deacons.
Davies really showing off their range of three-pointers. They've been shooting a few deep ones here tonight.
Manuel long 2 it's going to look like, but as tip pass there, and Payne comes away with it, and there will be a jump ball, quick jump ball there, but it will stay with Shanley.
As the crowd sighs. It's always fun with these big games. You always can hear the crowd emotion.
It's either the far side or the near side. But there will be a timeout on the floor. Timeout called by Davies, a 30-second timeout.
It's a good timeout there by Tim Jacobson. Settle his players down in the second half here. Make a few adjustments and just kind of like get them clicking a little bit more.
And so we do have another shout out, as this one's going to go to a former Deacons girls coach, Rick Fletcher, watching live from Tucson, Arizona. Thank you, Rick, for tuning in. As both teams come out of the timeout, it's going to be Shanley ball right in front of their bench. So it looks like they might reset the shot clock here. And it appears that they will. So Deacons will have a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Throwing the ball in will be Payne for Shanley.
Looks like there's a little confusion here from the refs whether or not to reset the shot clock.
I'm not sure what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to keep it at 26. As Manuel gets an open 3 right off the inbound pass and gets it to go, and is she heating up, Joe?
She is really heating up. First half it was a little shaky. Second half she's come out firing, so that's good to see.
Now with 11 points for Deacons is Manuel. Huber with the ball, kicks it over to Mattern. Mattern over to Payne. Payne goes to work on Koenig and almost gets it stolen, but gets it back and swings it over to Mattern, who throws a nice pass into Hakim. Gets an open layup and gets it to go.
That was a great pass there. She saw that there was no backside help, threw it right over the top of the Davies defender for the easy bucket for Hakim.
In the corner is Langang. Swings it over, and Koenig just saves it as Huber swings it over to Mattern. So, folks, we do want to apologize for our scoreboard issues. It looks like we are experiencing some. And so with that, Huber 3, the Deacons are now up 44-32 after the 3-point made basket from Hadley Huber.
That was a huge swing of events, and Tim Jacobson takes the time out here to calm his team down.
And, folks, I'm guessing you can hear it at home. Shanley faithful showing they're here, and they're going to want to win this game, as it is a 12-point lead, 44-32 in favor of Shanley. And Joe, I'm gotta ask you, what did Shanley do so successful in those first couple minutes of the second half to go on a run and now have their lead at 12 points?
They came out swinging. This is two big dogs fighting in the ring, and they landed the first punch. There's going to be many other punches to go around here tonight, but Shanley has landed the first punch, and they're just they're aggressive right now. They're playing really aggressive, and that's good to see. Davies, they just need to bounce back here and adjust to what Shanley's throwing at them.
Davies really having a tough time getting something going as they are still scoreless in the second half.
It'll be interesting to see if Davies drew up a play in that huddle there to get their first points of the second half.
Deacons are going to come out in a 2-3 zone as Manuel is at the top of that with Wild. Takes a long 2-point basket, gets it to go. Now 44-34 in favor of Shanley. Stolen pass there by Koenig, and she puts up a 2-point shot. Can't get it to go as the rebound comes down to Huber.
That was great vision there by Koenig just to read the eyes of the Shanley player and pick that pass off.
Mattern, nice 2-point pull up and can't get it to go as the rebound comes down and off of Hakim, so it will go over to Fargo Davies. Koenig now with the ball. Safransky right to Donut, over to Koenig. Swings it down to Faye. Gets met by Hakim there. Looks like Hakim maybe got some of her arm, and they do call a foul, so Faye will be sent to the line for 2.
That was a tough one there. From our angle, it looked like Hakim was straight up and down, but then again, we are not on the floor, so.
So second personal on Hakim. First team foul. First foul of the half on either team as Faye gets the first one to go. Second,
go ahead. No, you go
Second
ahead.
one from Faye is good, so 2 for 2 from the line.
I was just going to say, I'm interested to see if Davies is going to put on the press here in the second half, and it looks like they're putting on some sort of press just to put a little pressure on Shanley's ball handlers.
And that pressure seems to work for Davies as it will turn over. Koenig with the ball, guarded by Manuel. So it looks like they are going to fall back into their 2-3 zone on the defensive end. Nice pass there down to Faye, but can't get it to go as Payne comes down with the rebound. Gets it to Hakim, who then slows it down smartly and gives it out to their point guard, Huber.
It's always good to see by an upperclassman slowing it down, making the right decision with the ball.
Quick pass there from Huber. Gets tipped, but Payne able to come away with it. Gets up the 2-point shot and can't get it to go. Looks like that went off of Hakim, and they will say it will go to Fargo Davies. Similarly, Askew checking back into the game for the Eagles as Taylor Faye takes a breather. And folks, we would like to mention that our scoreboard is back up and running, so that is the correct score and time on the scoreboard. Koenig drives right, pulls up, can't get it to go. Looks like that's going to go off of Donat and head over to Fargo Shanley.
Even though Davies didn't get the offensive rebound on that one, I really like how the Davies players are crashing the boards after a shot. They're not just getting back on defense. They're attacking the basket and looking for one of those easy rebounds to put back up.
Huber with the ball, brings it up. Looks like Fargo Davies is going to go into a 2-3 zone now. Is at the next dead ball, Riley Watcher will check back in for Tim Jacobson and the Davies Eagles. Huber back to Manuel, going to take an open 3. Not able to get it to go as Wild's able to go up and get that rebound. Nice pass to Askew. Over to Koenig, going to take the long 3. You've seen a couple from her, but she misses all of that, and it goes off the hands of Safransky. So Wacha and Shrema checking back into the game.
That was a very deep 3 there, so I'm wondering if Tim Jacobson was taking her out, just kind of calm her down a little bit, tell her, hey, let's get a better shot here.
She's definitely not afraid, because I think that's maybe the third one that's 2 or 3 feet behind the line. So definitely not afraid to take those shots. Payne with the ball, looking for someone to pass to. Gives it over to an open Huber, going to take a deep 3 of her own, but can't get it to go as Manuel comes down with the board. Shrema back to Manuel in the corner, down to Hakim. Double team there. Kicks it to Huber, right to Payne. Good passing by Shanley. Open 3, and is not able to get it to go is Payne as the Deacons get another offensive rebound.
Ball movement by Shanley this possession has been excellent. They've really been sharing the ball and looking for that open shot.
And there was an open shot, but not able to get it to go is Manuel as rebound comes down to Davies. Looks like they're going to get a foul called on Riley Payne. That's going to be her third personal, second team foul.
Even though Shanley didn't score a bucket on that possession, it really wore out Davies' defense and really took a toll on them. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays in effect.
About 13 minutes remaining in the game. Deacons with an 8-point lead as it was once 12 just minutes ago. Safransky over to Simliascu. Inside to Wacha, who drives middle, kicks it over to an open Burian. And able to get the three is Burian.
That was a big-time three there by Burian.
Yeah, her second three of the night. First one was another huge one in the first half. Payne over to Manuel. Almost stolen there by Burian, but Huber able to control it. Swings it over to Payne. Nice pump fake. Puts up a little floater and able to get that to go is Payne. I think that was a floater.
It was a floater, yeah. It looked like she switched it over to her opposite hand and then just kind of floated it up there and it fell in, which is awesome to see.
And folks, as we do have a full-time out here, we would like to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathleticClub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button. Or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join. So sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon Athletics to a higher level. And so we kind of mentioned it earlier in this game. The boys matchup of Davies and Shanley is happening just after this, probably about 20 minutes after the conclusion of the girls game. Two very talented teams. Davies able to pull away and I think win by 40-some in the first matchup. But who are kind of your players to watch this evening?
My player to watch from Davies is going to be Cole Hage. He's a big body out there. He is a very physical player, and he can get down in the post, or he can be out from behind the arc making those shots. So he's definitely my player to watch for Davies. And then from Shanley, I'm going to have Owen Mears. His defense, he really can get down and play some good defense. So it'll be interesting to see who Shanley puts him on to lock up for the night.
Yeah, one of the most athletic guys probably in EDC, maybe in all the state, as Safransky swings it over to Wild, who drives baseline and somehow able to get that to go as Shrema and Hakim are right there.
That was a great show of athleticism there. That was a nice bucket.
Brings her total up to 11 points on the evening. Huber back to Payne. Payne back to Huber. Huber into Hakim, who swings it over to Manuel on the near side. Huber looking for someone to pass to. Picks up her dribble, finds Shrema. Kicks it over to Payne with the open three. And just long as the rebound comes out to Huber. So fresh 30 on the shot clock for Shanley, as Payne not able to control that one and just goes right off her shoe out of bounds.
Shanley was doing a great job moving the ball around in the zone, making Davies' defense adjust to where the ball was at, which is good, but still better.
Similarly, Askew over to Safransky. Deacons sitting in their 2-3 zone as Deacons faithful trying to encourage their team to maybe get a stop. Safransky, nice inbound pass. Too wild, but it's going to go off. Safransky throwing the ball in underneath her own hoop. Kicks it out to Wacha. Over to Burian. Gets that one deflected right back by Payne. And Payne able to come away with the ball as Huber gets it to her. Tipped pass there by Wacha. Hakim going to work down low as they're going to get a jump call before the basket, as it will go over to Fargo Davies.
These Shanley fans are upset about that call, would be a nice way to put it.
Yeah, that's the easy way to put it, shall we say, for Shanley fans. Safransky swings over to Riley Wacha. Wacha back up to Safransky, kicks it right over to Burian. Has made 2 threes already, but can't get a third three to go as Davies get the offensive rebound. Nice move by Askew, but just can't put the left-handed layup in as Deacons come away with the ball. Payne slows it down a little bit for Shanley.
Looks like Shanley's going to slow it down and set up a play here.
Over to Manuel, had an open three, gives it to Huber, who will take that open three, and able to get it to go is Huber. Her second three of the evening.
That was a great shot there by Huber. She had the open three, she took it, went in.
Safransky with the ball, swings it over to Burian. Tip pass there by Payne, second tip pass in the matter of minutes. Double team there as Huber now has the ball. Up to Shrema. Looks like they are going to get a foul on the play. Pretty clean half so far, with that only being the third foul of the half. And we do have another shout out from one of our own moms, and Joe Cava's mom, Mary Cava. Thank you for tuning in, Mary. And folks, don't forget that you can get in contact with us on Twitter, and we will happily give you that shout out. So that last foul was called on 14, Riley Wacha of Fargo Davies. First team foul of the half. Shrema back to Mattern, to Payne, over to Manuel. Gonna take a three-point attempt and able to get it to go. Stretches the lead back out to 11 for Shanley.
I'm very interested to see if Davies is gonna stick in that 2-3 zone. Shanley's really finding the spots to shoot those threes. So I would not be surprised if Davies dropped back into a man-to-man defense next possession.
Checking into the game for Fargo Davies will be 12 Donat. So 11-point lead now for Shanley with about 9 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in tonight's game. Looked like from our angle that was all ball, but the ref said otherwise. Now, first attempt from Wild at the line is good. Dabber checking in for Shrema.
These refs are really getting an earful tonight.
Wild, second attempt is good. Goes 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Brings her total to 13 on the evening.
Looks like Davies will stay in the 2-3 zone.
Looks like they're going to go to man now. I can't quite tell. There's a lot of switching going on, so we'll have to see. As Dabber gets that ball tipped by Wacha, and Wacha gets the outlet pass and gets it to go, giving her another 2 points.
That's what Davies needs to keep doing. Getting it out in transition and getting those easy, quick buckets.
7-point lead for Shanley as Mattern throws it down to Hakim. Nice pass met by Riley Wacha. And if that's on Wacha, that's going to be her 4th personal.
That could be huge for Shanley if that is Wacha's 4th
And it
personal.
is going to be called on Wacha, her 4th personal of tonight's game. Long rebound out in the corner, and they are going to call a foul on the play as Manuel went for the rebound. That's going to be the first personal on Marissa Burian, 3rd team foul on Fargo Davies.
It'll be interesting now to see how long they leave Wacha on the bench. She is one of their definitely biggest playmakers on the Davies team tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how long Tim Jacobson keeps her out.
Nice inbound play to Hakim and gets the foul called. Will be sent to the line for 2. They're going to get Taylor Safransky, 2nd personal, 4th team foul. So right after I said pretty clean half, now there's 4 team fouls on Davies and 3 team fouls on Shanley. First attempt from Hakim is good. She's been shooting excellent from the charity stripe this
I'm
evening.
very impressed with their free throw shooting tonight.
16 points on the evening for Hakim. To go 2 for 2 from the line is Hakim. 17 points now for Hakim. Safransky brings the ball across half-court line for Davies. Deacons 2-3 zone. Ellen Donut swings into the corner for Burian. Puts up the 3 and just long, but the rebound comes down to Safransky. We do have a tie-up there, and the jump ball will head over to Fargo Shanley. Huber over to Dabbert. Dabbert open, but decides to give it back to Huber, who's going to take the open 3-point attempt, and just short. Rebound coming down to Davies. Safransky outlet pass. Shot there by Donut, not able to get to go. Rebound down to Hakim.
Looks like that last shot there might have been tipped.
Huber with the ball guarded by Safransky. Gets a screen from Hakim. Huber, nice deflection there by Burian, but it will stay with the Deacons. Huber with the ball, calling out the play, gives it to Hakim. Kind of a standstill right now. Gets the screen from Hakim as Huber goes right to the basket, but can't get the shot to go as it might have been tipped there by a Davies Eagle defender. Safransky, nice pass to an open Faye, who gets fouled, and the basket will be sent to the line to convert the three-point play.
That was a huge play there.
We do have another shout out from Kim Koenig. Thank you for tuning in, Kim.
For a minute there, I thought she was going to take the shot, but instead she passed it into the post for the nice move, and then the foul, which is huge for Davies at this point in the game.
So a little foul trouble for Shanley now, as that's the fourth personal on Mo Hakim.
She's been having a wonderful night tonight, so it'll definitely be an impact on Shanley's offense.
Faye not able to get the free throw attempt to go, as Manuel comes away with the steal. Payne slowing the offense down as Dabbert's going to take an open three-point attempt and is perfect from outside the arc.
Dabbert's one of those key players to come off the bench for Shanley. She's got a really good shot, and she's putting it to use tonight.
7 points, a 2-point attempt, and rebound to Huber.
Davies has become a little cold in the second half here shooting, so it'll be interesting to see if they can heat up before the night's over.
Huber gets a screen from Payne, kicks it out to Payne, who's going to take a deep three-point attempt, not able to get it to go as it rattles in and out. Wild with the ball, going to drive to the right side, put up a contested two-point shot, and not able to get it to go as rebound comes out to Shanley. Huber guarded by Donut. Huber goes right to the rack and can't get it to go, as Shrema gets the rebound and gets swatted by Wild.
That was a great block there.
Heck of a block there, and defensive play by Wild as Payne gets a block of her own on the other side. Similarly, Askew checking back in for Davies, and Riley Watcha checking back in with those 4 personal fouls. Bold move by Coach Tim Jacobson.
It'll be interesting to see how she plays. She's going to have to be a little less aggressive on the defensive end with those 4 fouls if she wants to stay in the game.
Shot attempt from Faye is no good, and the rebound comes down to Payne, who stepped right out of bounds. Mattern checking back into the game for Shanley.
It'll be interesting to see if Shanley tries to attack Watcha on the offensive end to make her get her 5th foul.
You got to think they will, but we'll have to see what Shanley does as Coach Steve Jacobson takes a timeout. Looks like they are going to call a 30 timeout. And don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media. Get the latest updates about Shanley's, like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV, or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. So 10-point lead for Shanley. We'll see if they're able to get their second win and take the series this year.
Out of this timeout, there's still 6. I'm excited to see what adjustments they make and what they can bring to the table.
Plenty of time left for Davies, as it will be Shanley ball underneath their own hoop. Payne inbound pass to Mattern. Davies goes back to the 2-3 zone, and it looks like Watcha was going to have an easy steal there, but just can't quite control the ball. And folks, we do want to apologize again for our technical difficulties we are experiencing tonight. We are working on those and trying to figure them out for you guys. Payne takes a 3-point, long 3 for Payne.
That's a great basket, or 3-pointer there by Payne.
Watcha now with Simile Askew. Another deflection by Payne. Third one like that this evening. And they are
that will be an intentional foul there on Askew Simile.
Thank you, Joe, for the knowledge of basketball. So that would be an intentional on Simile Askew. So I'm not sure about the free throw situation.
So I believe, if I am not wrong, she'll get 2 free throws, and then Shanley will get the ball back.
Looks like Joe will be right there. Joe, thank you for that, as Payne will be at the line.
That is a huge turning point in this game with that call.
Yeah, 3rd foul on Simile Askew, as Payne's first attempt is good. So Payne now out to 12 points on the evening. Second attempt from Payne is also good. Lead out to 15 now for Shanley, their largest lead. So Joe was correct as well. It will be Shanley's ball after Payne's 2 makes. Payne into Manuel. Dabbert looking for someone to pass to. Finds Strema. Bounce pass to Payne down low. Payne's going to take another 3-point attempt from that range. Not able to get it to go as the rebound comes down to Riley Wacha. Throws it up for Brooklyn Koenig. It looks like Safransky's going to throw it right into the hands of Manuel and Payne. See if Payne can take advantage of the steal. Not able to get it to go, as they will call a travel on Manuel.
On that last play there, Wacha was closing in on Payne, and it looked like she just had to get out of the way because she knew if she got that 5th foul, it would not be a good night.
Deacons playing a 2-3 zone as Koenig takes another long 3 and able to get that to go. Couple of threes on the night for Koenig.
That was a big 3 there.
3-4 Davies is correct, as it's now just a 12-point lead for Shanley. And we do have another shout out from Jess Mertens, a basketball player for Devils Lake. And of course, Jess Mertens, we will give you a shout out. Thanks for tuning in, Jess. So still quite a few people into the gym, and a couple more coming into the gymnasium right now. You expecting a good game for the boys' game?
Yeah, I'm expecting a good game. Last game at Davies, it wasn't quite the way Shanley wanted it to work out, but it's later in the season now. They've got a few more things clicking for them. It's definitely going to be a good matchup tonight, especially with the crowd and the atmosphere here in the gymnasium tonight.
And we do want to thank our crew for Super and Kinley. So as both teams come out of the full timeout, it will be Shanley ball. And Joe, question for you. Kind of just came into my head. Would you rather get a 3-point behind the arc or an old-fashioned 3-point play?
Me personally, I'd rather get the old-fashioned 3-point play. I think you have to work a little harder for it, and I really love getting that end one feel.
I would agree with you there. As Huber back into the game for Shanley, passes it to Payne on the near side. Swings it over to Dabbert. Dabbert to Manuel. Back to Huber. Down low pass to Payne. Nice pass and an excellent finish down low by Payne, who now has 15 on the evening.
Great find there for Huber. She threaded the needle to Payne.
Guarded by Dabbert, but can't get it. Pushing the ball. Davies not able to get it to go as Faye comes down with the rebound. Donut in front of her, and then she drives a little bit, but Strema can't finish. That's
the way it works.
They might want Payne comes away with the ball for Shanley.
I wouldn't be surprised now, Shanley up 16, if they start kind of slowing the game down a little bit, wasting some clock.
Riley Wacha able to come down with the board. Outlet pass to an open Faye, who goes up for the right-handed layup and gets it to go.
That is not what Shanley wants. Shanley wants to get back on defense, get set up, and just make Davies use the clock to find a good shot.
So a 14-point lead for Shanley as it is 66-52. And in the first half we were talking about how it was a low-scoring game, but both teams have kind of got some momentum going, and now they're up in the 60s and 50s for both teams.
Yeah, both teams have definitely heated up here in the second half, so...
And folks, don't forget that during the halftime of the boys game, we will be interviewing Riley Payne and Hadley Huber of the girls team in our senior spotlight. And that will conclude this year's senior spotlight of the boys and girls basketball team at Fargo Shanley. If you've enjoyed watching our Shanley TV broadcast, please consider making a donation to help us continue to bring your quality programming. We rely on donations to bring you every broadcast and quality of our production. Here's home. Protect Joel Shuey at 701-893-3225. Again, that's 701-893-3225. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your support of Shanley TV. And again, we do have another shout out, this one coming from Richard Strema. Thank you, Richard, for tuning in.
Yeah, if you know they need to put the pressure on Shanley to try to get back in this one.
Dabbert looking for someone to pass to, finds Huber up top, over to Mattern. Back to Dabbert, gonna take the long 3-point attempt and just short. As we do have a little tussle, and they are gonna come away with a jump ball, and it looks like it is gonna stay. Actually, it's gonna go over to the Eagles of Fargo. Nice pass down to Ava Wild, but not able to get it to go as Wacha comes down with the ball. They're going to call a jump ball instead of a foul, so it will go over to the Deacons of Fargo Shanley.
That was great defense there for the Shanley Deacons. They played good, solid defense and got the jump ball call.
So it will be Payne throwing the ball in for Shanley as Eagles are applying some full court pressure. Payne with the ball, gives it over to Huber. And Huber going to have no problem bringing it across the half-court line. But she is double teamed there on the offensive end.
Shanley has really been handling Davies' pressure really well tonight. So that is good to see for the Shanley fans.
Payne's attempt is no good as Faye comes away with the board. Selensky over to Burrion, to Riley Wacha. Gonna be able to get it to go is Wacha.
That was a great ball movement there by the Eagles. They swung it around until they got the open shot, and then Wacha able to finish.
Payne with the ball, just over 2 minutes remaining. As we are going to have a foul called on Riley Wacha. If that is on Wacha, that's gonna be her 5th personal. That's gonna send her to the bench, and they are gonna call that on Wacha. So she will be done tonight for Fargo Davies.
That's tough for the Davies Eagles team here. Wacha was really put her impact on the game tonight.
She's gonna finish with 11 points for the Eagles. So both coaches kind of using this little break as a timeout to see what they want to do in the next possession as 12 Donut comes into the game for the fouled out Riley Wacha. Huber swings it to an open Payne, over to Manuel, to an open Dabber, who's going to take that three-point attempt and gets that swatted by Wild, but Wild did land on her, so she will get fouled and will be sent to the line for 3.
Right away, it looked like it was a clean block there by Wild, but when she came down, she kind of got into Dabbert's body there a little bit and got the foul called on her.
First personal on Wild, so pretty clean game from Wild as the Deacons are now in the bonus. First attempt from Dabbert rattles in.
These free throws late in the game are super important for Shanley just to kind of seal the deal. Because when it comes down to it, Davies might need to start fouling, and that's when you need to be able to make those free throws.
Second attempt is also good from Dabbert. Checking back into the game for Davies is Lane Gang. Dabbert not able to hit on the third one, but comes away from the line 2 for 3. And so after that, it's going to go back over to Shanley after it goes off of Fargo Davies.
Great hustle play there by Hakim. Knowing there was a loose ball, and she just got after it and got the ball back.
Deacons able to waste some more time off the clock as Fargo Davies is not going to be able to do so. There's a little confusion here.
Little rule for you here. The refs are actually invisible, so if it hits off the ref, it is still a live ball if the ball is in play. So I don't think the players really understood that, and they were kind of looking at each other when the ball hit the ref there.
That is good to know, as I did not know that. So it will be out of bounds off of Shanley over to Fargo Davies as Coach Steve Jacobson is pleading his case.
Yeah, I think he's arguing for a jump ball here since neither team knew what to do and the ball was still in play.
And it looks like it won't matter as Fargo Davies had that jump ball possession anyways.
Exactly.
So it will go over to Fargo Davies as they need to make up ground with a 13-point deficit. So it'll be Donut with the ball, guarded by Huber, drives right to the hoop, and no one stepped in front of her, gets an open basket.
That's a great play there by Donut, knowing she doesn't need a 3 quite yet and getting the 2 easy points right away.
Looks like Payne might have got hit in the face as Huber throws it down to Hakim. Quite a few excellent passes down to Hakim tonight, just not able to finish as well as she would like this evening. Payne gets the foul called and will be sent to the line for 2. That's going to be the second personal on Ava Wild.
That's a tough foul there by Wild.
First attempt from Payne is good. 11-point lead now for Shanley. Second attempt from Payne is also good. Gives her 17 on the night. So it will be time out. Deacons, full time out.
Smart time out there by Steve Jacobson. Just calm his team down. Draw something up on how to beat the press, because we obviously know Davies is going to want to be pressing them to get the ball back. So it was a good time out there by Coach Jacobson.
As it looks like both teams have one timeout left, and something to keep our eyes on is if Davies is going to have to foul. Shanley's already in the bonus, just 2 fouls away from the double bonus. You got to think that's going to have effect on the end of this game.
It will have a huge effect. Free throws always have an effect on the game, but especially now at this point in the game, they're going to be huge.
Shanley does need to make those free throws if they have the opportunity to. Just about 1:30 remaining in the girls' matchup of this, and about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game, the boys' matchup of the Eagles and Deacons will take place.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that matchup, the boys' matchup tonight. It's going to be a very interesting game.
Two very athletic teams with commits for multiple sports on both teams, so going to be fun to watch. So it will be Davies' ball underneath Shanley's hoop, as it looks like Safransky and Lane Gang are going to go back to throw the ball in. So if you're Davies on this possession, are you going for a 3 or a quick 2?
If you can get the quick 2 right away, you're going for the 2, but if not, then you're going to have to resort to that 3-pointer.
Deacons come out in man-to-man defense. Deep 3 for Davies, and able to get it to go is Burrian, her third 3 of the night.
That was a great play drawn up by Tim Jacobson there. They knew what they were going to run right when they got down the floor, and they executed perfectly.
You got to think Davies is going to want to start fouling soon, as Shanley's just running clock off, under a minute left. And they do foul, so Huber will go to the line for the 1-and-1. They're going to call that on 23. Taylor Safransky, third personal, 9th team foul. So next foul on Davies will send Deacons to the line for the double bonus. And McKenna Bear is now checking into the game for Shanley. You got to think she's in there for some defensive reasons.
She is definitely in there for defense. One of the most athletic players on the Shanley team, defensively wise. So it'll definitely be interesting to see how she can shut down one of the Davies players.
First attempt from Huber is good. Second attempt on the way is just short. Rebound coming down to Wild. Safransky outlet pass to an open Lane Gang. Going to take that open 3 and not be able to connect his Lane Gang, as we do have a jump ball, and it will stay with Fargo Davies. So 45 seconds remaining. You got to think Davies has to score on this possession, otherwise you think it's going to be over.
Yeah, they definitely need to get a score here on this possession.
Almost out of bounds is Burren, but swings it over to Lane Gang. Davies taking a long time on this possession to get an open shot. Foul called on the play. Going to be called on 3, Huber. So nothing to worry about, as that's the only 5th team foul on Shanley. Second personal on Huber. Probably nothing to worry about, as there's just about 30 seconds remaining.
Davies is definitely going to want to get a shot up here quickly.
Quick shot by Faye, and just rattles it in. Now a 9-point lead for Shanley.
Right now, if you're Davies, you're thinking quick foul, get the ball back, put up a 3, quick foul, get the ball back, put up a 3. They're going to need to go quick here in these last 30 seconds.
They're going to have to go quick. They're also going to need a little bit of luck from Shanley from the free throw line. Hopefully they can miss it for Fargo Davies, but if you're a Deacons fan, you want them to hit on all of them. If you're Shanley, who are you trying to get that ball into to send to that line?
Either Huber or Payne. Two of the most solid players for Shanley. They've got the experience. They've been in these big-time games. So that's definitely who I'm going to want the ball in their hands at the end of this game.
Definitely have a lot of experience being on the varsity roster for 5 years, starting for 4 of those years. So a lot of experience coming from Shanley. So it looks like we do have a full timeout. So just a few more seconds, then we'll have the conclusion of this game for you with under 30 seconds remaining in the girls' matchup. And Joe, we're both kind of basketball fans, shall we say. How fun has Zion Williamson been to watch, not only in college, but kind of his debut in the NBA?
He's been a blast to watch. I love his athleticism. It is crazy how that big man can jump through the roof. And it's never boring watching him throw down a dunk.
No, he can jump out of this gym, and it's always fresh. It's always new. It's not the same old dunk. windmills, whatever you want to call it, 360s. It's just fun to watch as both teams are ready to get going, and Payne's going to throw it in for Shanley. Manuel right back to Payne. Looks like Davies is not going to foul. So shot clock turned off, so it looks like Deacons are going to be able to just dribble this one out and secure the win, splitting the series at 1-1 this year. So about 10 seconds. This game's all but over as Shanley faithful is now on their feet, cheering their team to victory. And so, Joe, Shanley able to win, kind of get that lead early in the second half, and then just keep it going. What does Davies need to work on for their next couple games coming up?
They just need to work on finishing. Davies had Shanley on the ropes a few times in this game, and they just couldn't seal the deal. They just need to work on keeping their foot on the gas pedal and being able to keep that high tempo offense. They've got a very strong offense, and if they can keep that going, they'll definitely be a hard team to stop in the future.
Yeah, both teams looking good. Davies, nothing to worry about as they're still a really talented team as well as Shanley. So I'm guessing we'll see a matchup or something like that for Shanley. And folks, stay tuned. In about 20 minutes, we'll have the boys matchup of Fargo Davies and Fargo Shanley. Hello and welcome back. Again, I'm Brayden Altringer. Now I'm joined alongside my partner Riley Payne. Before we break it down and actually get into the game itself, we're going to throw it to a message from our Deacon partners.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Beyond Boundaries Therapy Services, Butler Machinery, Ed's Marine, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Forum Communications, Haley's Hope, Hurley's Religious Goods, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Network Center, Northern Improvement, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, Sanford, Shields, Taxman, TCI Insurance, and Wolf Steel Construction.
So hello and welcome back again. I'm Brayden Altringer, now joined alongside my partner Riley Payne, and we're getting ready for a boys basketball matchup between the Eagles of Fargo Davies and the Deacons of Fargo Shanley. So two very talented teams. Last game didn't go so well in favor of the Deacons, as Davies did get that about 50-point margin of victory. But both teams coming to DC. Fargo Davies is 13-1, leading the EDC, and then Shanley a little bit lower at 6-7, 6.5 games back. So Davies really talented, as well as Shanley. Now we've talked about the talent of both teams. Who are kind of those key individual players to zoom in on for tonight's game?
I'd say for Davies, Cam Van Dam is a huge part of them. He's very versatile and can pretty much do everything. And then on the Deacon side, I'd say Talon Hoffer is another really key player. He's been shooting pretty well lately, and he can do it on offense and defense.
Yeah, I think those are two huge players for both teams. The scary thing is you can name all these players, just one. They have so many players that are very talented for both teams and very athletic. As for Davies, a lot of them come in over at 6 foot. I mean, 6'8", 6'2", 6'5", 6'3", 6'7". They're just tall all through the lineup. And it's going to be interesting to see how Shanley kind of matches up. Pretty tall in Bath and Shrema, coming in at about 6'8" apiece, but the rest of those guys are not the tallest for them. So it's going to be tough seeing how they match up against Davies. Both teams are just finishing starting lineups. And we do want to give a special shout out to the Little Deacons for the Shanley boys basketball team, as there's a couple, or a good amount of them down there. So we just want to give a shout out to them. Thank you for them for coming out to tonight's game. And so while they do finish those lineups, we will get those to you. Hammond, Van Dam, Hage, and Hensel. Matching up against them, for Shanley will be Smith, Hoffer, DeKaiser, Shrema, and Bath. So as both teams finish here, we're just going to have a couple quick huddles so coach can say their last words. Then we'll be underway from McCormick Gymnasium on the campus of Shanley High School for boys basketball on Shanley TV. And folks, remember to stay tuned. And if you would like a shout out, make sure to get in contact with us on Twitter. We would be happy to give you that shout out during tonight's game. So Riley, anything else before we get going, or are you just ready to start this game and get underway?
I'm ready to start the game.
Let's get going, as looks like Hensel is going to do the tip for the Eagles, and matching up against him will be the freshman, number 42, Patrick Bath. Both teams say their good lucks. We'll be underway from a packed house in McCormick Gymnasium. And Riley, you guys just played that game before. Was it pretty fun playing in front of all these people? A little nervous, or what was it feeling like?
It was really fun just to be in a tournament atmosphere. It was a good learning experience for when March rolls around.
Experience gals season, like you said, as Shanley wins the opening tip. And we are underway with boys basketball from Fargo Shanley, as DeKaiser, guarded by Hensel, kicks it out to Hoffer in front of the Davies bench. Smith up top, over to DeKaiser. DeKaiser goes to work on Hensel as Fargo Davies wins that. And Grayson Hammond comes away with the ball for Fargo Davies. Hammond gets the double screen. Looks like he was open there, but picked up his dribble, so couldn't go anywhere, as Cole Hage drives middle, goes to work on DeKaiser, and not able to get the basket to go, as Hoffer comes down with the rebound. DeKaiser in front of Davies' bench, over to Smith. And Riley, we kind of talked about, or mentioned at least, Patrick Bath being a freshman. How crucial is it for him to kind of play relaxed and not let the nerves get the best of him in an atmosphere like this?
It's a huge thing for the team just to know that if he's calm and he's the eyes of the defense, eyes of the offense, just being at that height, it's key for him to just stay cool, calm, and collected and help the team know that he's going to be fine, he'll be there, and then he will help them.
Nice runner from Van Dam gets the Eagles on the scoreboard. Hoffer gets a screen from Strema. Hard screen there as Hage is really a big guy. So it looks like we have a foul going the other way against Patrick Bath. First personal, first team foul. So Deacons bench trying to give them a little energy, maybe get a stop and a score on the other end. It looks like we will have a foul on this end. Might be again on Patrick Bath as Heckner was driving towards the hoop. They are going to call that on Bath. Second personal already, just a couple minutes into this game. We'll see if Coach Tony Paper and Shanley decides to maybe get a sub in, see if he can save those 3 fouls for the second half. So Grayson Hammond will go to the line for 2 as they're going to call that foul on number 2, Quincy Smith, third team foul. First personal. After this free throw from Hammond, Kenny will check in for the Deacons. First attempt is good. And it's also good from Hammond. Hammond now guarding Smith as he brings the ball up the floor for Shanley. Kicks it over to Hoffer, guarded by Hage. Enters it down to Kenny. Swings over to Smith in front of the Eagles bench, who gives it right down to Strema. Kenny working on Heckner. The Kaiser now with the ball. Van Dam almost gets a steal. Swings it over to Smith. 3 seconds left. Gets Hammond in the air. Puts up the 3 and splashes in. Gets the Deacons on the scoreboard. And it's Hammond guarded by Hoffer. Tipped pass there by Hoffer as Deacons faithful is trying to get their team going with another stop as Hage can't get it to go. Hensel with the rebound and can't get it to go, and we're going to have an over-the-back call on Heckner. That'll be his first personal, first team foul on Davies. Forget about it, as they need to do in this game to be successful.
They have to eliminate Davies' second chance points because, as you can see, Davies is a huge rebounding team. I mean, eliminate those.
As DeKaiser now has it, driving baseline. Thought he had Smith up top, but throws it right out of bounds into the Davies student sections. And that's another thing to mention, as we might have a battle of the student sections tonight as Davies travels well and Shanley has a nice student section of their own on a Friday rivalry matchup. Hammond now with the ball, guarded by Smith. Gets the screen from Hensel. Kicks it out to Heckner. Takes the open 3 and not able to get it to go with the rebound going off of Van Dam over to Shanley. And another thing to mention for Davies is they are a very experienced team with absolutely no freshmen on the roster. Play a role in Davies having that much experience.
That's definitely a huge part of why they're so successful this year, just having all the upperclassmen leadership and experience in big games and tight games. I mean, that'll definitely help them.
Was called on 25 of the Eagles, Van Dam. So second team foul on Davies as we're just about 3 minutes into tonight's first half. Smith going to work to Kenny. Picked up his dribble in a tough spot as he's able to get it to Hoffer, who attempts to go to work on Cole Hage. Somehow gets to Mears, but not able to finish the open layup is Mears. And then there will be a foul on either Mears or Strema. Not sure who they got there, but it will be a foul on Shanley, resulting in 4 team fouls, and that will be the first personal foul on Owen Mears. Hammond gets a screen from Heckner. Over to Hage in front of the Shanley student section. Heckner's going to take a contested 2 and knock it down. 2 points for Owen Heckner. 3-point lead now for Fargo Davies. Hoffer sets up the Deacon offense. Swings it over to Smith in front of Coach Bart Manson and Davies bench. Smith's going to get that three blocked right out of bounds by Van Dam. Kenny now throwing the ball in for Davies. Swings it up to Smith. Smith now goes to work on Heckner, who's guarding him really closely. 3 seconds. Mears looking for Hoffer. Going to have to put a shot up and not going to get it off his Deacon, so it will be a shot clock violation. And folks, again, we do want to apologize for freezing tonight. We are trying to figure those out, but we do want to apologize for those difficulties. Hammond guarded by Smith. Nice pass to Van Dam. Looks like he missed everything there, and that rebound's going to come down to Schrema. Hoffer. Handoff to Smith. Next at ball, we're going to have Noel and Bitts check in for the Eagles, as well as Lyer for Shanley. Smith down low to Schrema, who kicks it right to Mears. Nice move, but gets swatted out of bounds. Second block for Van Dam this evening. So it will be Shanley ball underneath their own hoop. 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Pretty low scoring so far from Shanley. Hoffer goes to work, but not able to get the basket to go as Van Dam pushes the pace for the Eagles. Ty Satter attempts to take a three. Recently set the three-point record in an individual game in North Dakota, I believe at 12 three-pointers. Do you think that's right? I think that's right.
That sounds right.
And so very impressive from Satter. See if he can continue that hot streak into tonight's game. Lyer over to Kenny. Kenny hands off to Hoffer. Lyer gonna step into an open three and knock it down. Tie game at 6 apiece. How important is it for each team? Each team, they don't go really deep with maybe having 2 or 3 subs a game. How important is it for those bench players to step up and play those key roles?
I think it's really important, especially for the Deacons, to really get their bench involved. Because other than Hoffer and Smith, they really don't have a lot of consistent scoring from their starters. So I think it'll be huge to have their bench step up.
That last foul was called on number 3 of the Deacons, Jackson Lyer. 5th team foul. First personal. As Owen Heckner checks back in for Davies. It looks like DeKaiser's just going to make it to the scores table to also check back in and get a breather for Talon Hoffer. Satter throwing the ball in on the near side. Throws it in to Mason Bitts, guarded by Lyer. Bitts finds Heckner down low, who goes to work on DeKaiser. It looks like they're going to call him for a travel, so it will go back to Shanley. And just like last game, it started pretty evenly, and then Davies kind of pulled away. See if Shanley can maybe learn from that and stay with them for most of the game. And who knows, maybe sneak away with a win. Kenny drives point basket to convert it. And how much confidence do players, for example, you get from maybe getting that basket and the foul or a long three-point shot? How much confidence does that give a player?
I mean, it makes you really excited and just know, okay, I can get that layup, so now I focus on the free throw and truly get that three-point play.
That last foul was on 20, Justice Noel. Justice Noel swings it over to Bitts, down to Heckner, up to Hage, who's guarded by Kenny. A little bit of a mismatch there. The line, full ball for Cole. Foul. Williams. Good. On the way. Also good. 2 for 2 from the line is Hage. And that made shot brings Hammond into the game and will give a breather to Cole Hage. He wasn't too sure that he was going out, but players helping him to get the message across that he needs to go to the bench and get a breather. Little battle of the sections here as we were talking about earlier as Davies goes with a let's go Davies, and then Shanley responds with a let's go Deacons chant. So we'll have to see if either team can play a role, and that is Roman Schrema gets an open basket down low, and that sends Nate Hensley lead to 2. Bitts Down low to Heckner. Tries to go to work on to Kaiser, but has to swing it out to Satter. Satter with a nice move and a nice finish. Gets him on the score sheet this evening. Not sure who. 3, but can't connect. Rebound down to Davies. Satter over to Bitts. Pump fake gets Liar in the air. And that will go off of Satter over to Shanley as a host of players check in to the game. A lot of energy in the atmosphere and in the gym tonight. Do you think that's causing some nerves for?
Especially in this game, Deacons, win streak going, the atmosphere's down.
Live to Hoffer, and another steal there by Satter. Gets a foul called there at the line, 4-2. That foul is going to be called on Mears. Second personal foul on Mears. 7th team foul. So Davies will be in the bonus the remainder of the half quite early with 10 minutes remaining in the first half. How big is that for Davies to already be in the bonus?
That's definitely going to affect how the Deacons play the rest of the game, and it's huge for the Eagles because that's another 10 minutes of free throws.
Yeah, easy points, shall we say, or at least points that they can get with clock stopped. As Satter's first attempt was good. Second attempt is also good. 2 for 2 from the line is Satter. Early 6 points for Ty Satter after breaking the 3-point record last game. Mears going to take a 3 in the corner. Not able to get it to go as Satter shows his works on the defensive end, coming down with that rebound. Heckner over to Hensel, able to get the 3 years. Every second of the as that goes. 4 shots. So Mears' 2 fouls will result in him taking a seat on the bench, but Patrick Bath with 2 fouls comes into the game for Shanley. Interesting move by Coach Tony Paper. See if it pays off as Van Dam's able to get the basket to go underneath. Extends the lead to 6 for Davies. And if you're Coach Tony Paper and the Deacons, would you bring Patrick Bath back into the game, or would you keep him on the bench with 2 fouls early?
I mean, with the time left, I would probably give Roman Stream a short break, but then just tell Patrick Bath he's got to be careful and cautious with his fouls because he can't afford to pick up an early third.
Heckner goes to work on the Kaiser down low. Looks like they're going to get him called for a travel, and it will head back over to Shanley. So definitely can see what Davies wants to do, try to get Heckner down low against a little mismatch and have him go to work. But unable to do so as another turnover there for Shanley as the Kaiser just took his eyes off it and let it go out of bounds. So it will head over to the Eagles. Over, Hammond's going to take the goal. Hensel will be his third. Avis Dolan across the street on Bishop Boulevard. Thank you for cheering in, Avis. Looks like she is a supporter of Riley. Thank you, Avis. I'm guessing you know her there? Or?
Yeah.
Yep. That makes sense as Hensel's at the line. 4-2. I hope I'm saying that right. Avis, is that correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. First attempt is not good as that last foul was not called on Bath, but 15, Braden DeKaiser of the Deacons. Hensel's second attempt is good. Hoffer over to Liar, swings it to Smith. Over to Hoffer, gonna drive. Not sure who that went off of, but they're gonna say it went off of Dakota. So a 30-second timeout on the floor by Coach Tony Paper and the Deacons. And with that break, we would like to remind you that to not forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media. Get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts, like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV, or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. So Davies kind of brought upon themselves a 7-point lead. If Shanley wants to kind of cut into this lead, what do they need to do to diminish this deficit?
I definitely think they need to start limiting their turnovers. Their turnovers are starting to add up, and early on to have turnovers against this high caliber of a Davies team is not going to help them.
Not one bit as Hammond brings the ball up the floor for the Eagles. Looks like he wants to go for a little bit of a pace, see if they can catch the Deacons sleeping. Hage over to Hammond. Up to Van Dam, guarded by Hoffer. Hage is going to get his go and gets fouled by Shrema. So that'll be Shrema's first personal. Actually, they're going to call that on Smith. So it'll be the 9th team foul. First attempt is no good from Hammond. Second attempt from the NDSU commit is good. So now an 8-point lead for the Eagles. Lie over to DeKaiser, who gets double teamed immediately, but able to break it as now Smith has a little bit of trouble finding someone to pass. Finds an open Hoffer. Not able to get the basket to go though, and the rebound comes. Ball out of bounds, stays with Shanley. Connor Kraft, the freshman, now checking into the game for Shanley. And quite a few younger players that are going to have to step up for Shanley this year, as they're an experienced team, but definitely some younger players with some talent. Shrema to DeKaiser. 5 seconds remaining, and that pass is stolen by Van Dam. Van Dam over to Hammond. Makes a nice move on DeKaiser, but then kicks it out to Van Dam. Hammond the assist, Van Dam the three. Now an 11-point lead for the Eagles. An early 7 points for Van Dam. We're about halfway through, a little over halfway through the first half. Nice bounce pass from Hoffer, but Van Dam again with another block. It appears this ref on the near side has the foul, which will send Roman Shrema to the line. So that foul will be on Van Dam. Second personal, 4th team foul. We'll send Satter to check in at the next dead ball. First attempt from Shrema is good. And Riley, you got to think Coach Tony Paper is telling his team to try to not foul as much, as they already have 9 team fouls. You think I'm correct that he's telling his team not to foul?
I definitely feel like that's a huge part of his game plan right now, especially with how well the Eagles shoot free throws.
Hage drives baseline, gets cut off there by Kraft and Shrema. Hammond over to Satter. Nice pass to Heckner, but not able to get it to go as DeKaiser comes down with the board. Basket. Hoffer just able to control the ball. Bounce pass to Shrema, who gets fouled. Basket doesn't go, but will be sent to the line for 2. On 30. Roster. No good as Michaels. Second attempt from Shrema is good. Goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. So 5 points for Shrema with just under 7 minutes left in the first half. And folks, don't forget that at halftime we will be interviewing Hadley Huber and also Riley Payne of the girls basketball team in our senior spotlight, as Justice Noel hits the deep 3. And I'm not sure about you, Riley, but a big man like him, wouldn't expect him to shoot the ball so well from out there.
Definitely not.
Very nice make by Noel. Hoffer kicks it to Kenny in the corner, just long on that 3-point attempt, as Lyer's going to get one of his own and not able to get it to go. But Shrema there gets blocked by Heckner and finally gets the basket to go. 7 points on the evening for Shrema. Noel back to Hammond. To Noel, into Hage, as the Deacons are in a little bit of a zone, as it will be tipped off of the Eagles player. I believe that was Heckner, and we'll go over to Fargo Shanley as Bitts checks back into the game for the Eagles. Hoffer will bring, throws it into the backcourt, and Satter's going to have an open layup, gets it to go, extends lead out to 13 for Fargo Davies. 8 points on the evening for Ty Satter as he helps Bitts and double team Liar. Liar bounce pass to Kraft and gets a 2-point basket to go. So the other freshman thought Bath was maybe going to make an impact, but so far it's Kraft, the other freshman, making the impact in tonight's game, as we do have a foul called. 10th team foul on Shanley. So Bitts will be at the line for 2. First personal on Hoffer, as it appears that the Shanley faithful is not in agreement, shall I say, with that call. Bitts' first attempt, good. As Hensel checks back into the game for Hage. Second attempt from Bitts at the line. Lyer up to Kenny. Kraft not able to get to go. And folks, we do want to apologize. Hadley Huber was able to play in her game, but was sick today and actually did have to go home sick. So we want to hope that she feels better. So we will just be interviewing Riley Payne, and we hope Hadley Huber feels better. Rebound down to Hoffer. Nice outlet pass to Lyer. Back to Hoffer, fake pass, back to Lyer. Gonna take a 3-point attempt and able to get that one to go. Second 3-pointer of the game for Lyer. Deacons faithful trying to cheer their team on, but Satter is gonna attempt a 3 and not make it. Heckner not able to get to go at the rebound. Will result in 20. Take the open 3, goes out. Hammond over to Satter. Calls Heckner as Hoffer now has the ball. Gets past Satter. Little 4-on-5 as Lyer kicks it to Shrema. Shrema gets a 2-point basket to go. Just an 8-point lead now for Davies. Shrema to had that last make, if I'm correct. Is that?
Yeah.
Just making sure we get some good stats for you at the end of the game as Hage checks back in, as well as DeKaiser for Shanley. You hit the ball. You got it.
I would take Booster to know, and this important of a game at this point in the season.
DeKaiser now with the ball. Takes a pull-up 2, just long, as it appeared to hit the antenna, but they'll call a foul instead, so we'll stay with the Eagles. I'm not sure who's going to go to the line, but the Eagles are in the double bonus. Second personal on Jackson Lyer, so foul trouble starting to occur for Shanley as Hensel will go to the line for 2. And for both teams, but especially Shanley having so many fouls so far, how important is it to limit those fouls now that they are in foul trouble?
It's very important. I mean, I know we have had some issues with foul trouble this week too, and it's been a good learning experience for the bench players to really have to step up and say, okay, we have starters, we have key players in foul trouble, and that's a good learning experience for Connor Kraft or the people who don't play as many minutes to learn, like, okay, now I need to step up for my team.
Hage comes away with the ball after the miss from Hensel. Stolen by Mears there, showing his defensive efforts. Kenny just saves it, and they are going to call a foul for Hage. Looks like he might have undercut him a little bit as he comes away with the officials. Kenny is sent to the line for the 1-and-1. So it will be Kenny at the line for the 1-and-1. First rebound. Hoffer swings into the corner for Kenny. Over to Mears, to DeKaiser in front of the Davies bench. Goes middle, but gets down low. But kicks it to DeKaiser, who's not able to connect on the 3. Hammond now with the ball to Satter. Tipped past there by DeKaiser and stolen by Kenny. Right through the hands of DeKaiser to Hoffer. Very fortunate for the Deacons, Hoffer was there. Kenny steps into the 3 and just can't get it to go. Not his night as he's not shooting too well thus far. And I know, I'm guessing if it's not your night, you're probably not too happy, but how can those players contribute and help their team to hopefully be successful?
If they work on defense and just get their team's rebounds, if they get steals, if they get their teammates open, that still contributes to the team yes, it's frustrating to not hit shots, but it's still helping your team hopefully to a victory.
And sometimes it's more important for the guy that's going to get those assists, put their teammates in the right position, and that's what coaches notice. Sometimes it's not all about the points. As DeKaiser gets the basket to go, and the foul will be sent to the line for one. Nice move there by DeKaiser. First personal on Grayson Hammond. 7th, I believe that's going to be the 8th team foul on Davies. Looks like they are going to say it is the 7th team foul on the Eagles. DeKaiser to convert the three-point play is perfect. So just a 6-point lead now for Davies with under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Heckner up to Hammond as the Deacon faithful is coming to life now. Satter out to Bitts, guarded by Mears. Heckner just able to control that. Satter, with this game, he was very hot from behind the arc, but just can't get it going tonight. As Hoffer brings the ball across the half-court line for Shanley. Hoffer, guarded by Satter, picks his dribble up, looking for someone to pass to, and finds Shrema, who's having a heck of a game, but kind of announcer jinxed there as he gets it stolen by Davies. Gets a swat on the other end, though, so kind of makes up for it, but there will be a foul on the play by the reaction of Owen Mears. I believe it's going to go against him, and it is going to go against him. 3rd personal on Owen Mears. Heckner to the line as they are in the double bonus. Kraft at the scorer's table for Shanley. First for Heckner is good. Second attempt from Heckner is no good, but rebound comes down to Hensel. But he is also not able to get it to go, and rebound down to Shanley. 7-point lead for the Eagles, under a minute to play in the first half. DeKaiser floats outside over. Hammond over to Bitts. Into the corner to Hensel. Good passing here by Davies, trying to find an open shot. Satter over to Bitts, takes a three-point attempt. Not able to get it to go as Shrema comes down with the board, and that foul will be on Heckner of the Eagles. Going to be the 2nd personal on Heckner. 9th team foul. So Shrema to the line for the 1-and-1. Attempt from down to Hensel for the lap. Hammond swings it over to Bitts. Bitts guarded by, back to Bitts. To another 3. So it will be sent to the line for 2. Looks like that foul is going to be called on 24. I believe that'll be a 2nd personal. Attempt from Satter is good. Second attempt is not good as rebound comes. Hoffer puts up the last second shot, and over the scoreboard is Hoffer. So an 8-point lead for Davies in the second half. And Riley, before we get into the interview, what did Davies do so successfully to have that 8-point lead going into half?
I think they forced the Deacons into a lot of unnecessary errors that they don't necessarily always make, and the Deacons really need to start eliminating those if they want to have a chance at coming back in this game.
And so, Riley, thank you for that. But now we're going to get into that interview. And so we're going to answer some easier questions and now get into some basketball questions. So First one is, what is your favorite food?
Probably popcorn or ice cream.
Popcorn or ice cream? What flavor or what kind of ice cream is your go-to, would you say?
Probably cookie dough.
Cookie. Oh, that sounds really good right now. And what's your favorite color?
Blue.
I think that's the 3rd blue this evening. A lot of blues, but mine is red, I shall say.
Wow.
Netflix or Disney Plus?
Oh, That's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I would say mine's Netflix because I didn't really
I mean, like school, I watched
be hearing that. I don't like to hear that. But anyways, are you a Nike or Under Armour?
Nike.
You like staying in with friends or going to hang out? Or I mean staying in or going to hang out with friends, excuse me.
It depends on the night.
Okay.
It really just honestly depends.
That's fair. Are you a true?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't really play Truth or Dare anymore.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Well, I'm going to dare you to answer one of my questions. What's your pregame snack or ritual that you have?
A Trop smoothie and noodles and company.
Trop smoothie? Ooh, that sounds really good right now as well. You can't tell. I'm a little bit hungry. When did you start playing the game of basketball?
2nd grade?
2nd grade, so pretty young.
Yeah.
What's your favorite basketball memory or moment from playing with Shanley?
Probably my game winner against Cheyenne.
Yeah, just a couple weeks ago. That was pretty exciting. I was there to watch it, and it was a really interesting play as Cheyenne kind of got a shot, and then you put it up at the buzzer. Really fun to watch. What are you going to miss most about playing for Shanley?
Probably my teammates.
A lot, yeah. Seems like a really good family in the girls' basketball and boys' basketball team. So what advice would you give to those underclassmen that still have a couple years left in that program?
I'd tell them that every practice, every game, like give everything you have, because if you give everything you have in practice, it'll portray in games, and it'll truly help you later in life too. If you work hard at everything you do, it'll help with everything.
Absolutely. And last question, do you have plans for next year, or are those still in the works?
Still in the works.
Hey, that's all right. You still got some time. And folks, we're about 8 minutes from the second half of boys basketball on Shanley TV. So go get a quick snack and come back and watch the second half of boys basketball. And before we get back into the action, we would like to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathleticClub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you are not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. And so, Riley, we're just about seconds, I would say, from starting the second half of boys basketball. What do the Shanley Deacons need to do to cut into this 8-point deficit and maybe get a lead of their own halfway into the second half?
They need to start fast. If they let Davies go on a run right off the bat, they are going to fight from behind the rest of the game. It's huge for them to get off to a quick start and not let Davies get fast buckets in transition or just open threes.
Absolutely, as Davies is known for starting fast in first half and second half. So we'll have to see if Shanley can kind of control that a little bit. Hammond's going to take a three to start it off and knock it down. So an early three in the second half for Hammond. 8 points in the game for Hammond. Mears starting this half in place of Bath. DeKaiser, nice pass to Mears, kicks it out to Smith, takes the open three-point attempt, not able to get it to go as Hensel attempts to get the rebound for Davies and is successful. Page out to Van Dam, over to Hammond. Back to Van Dam. Hammond drives middle, puts up a floater, can't get it to go. Rebound off Deacons will stay with Fargo Davies. Three is good for Cole Hage. 14-point lead for the Eagles after back threes from Fargo Davies. Eagles playing a little 3-2 zone with the length they have. That's going to be tough to beat. As we see there as Hammond not able to control it though, as it will stay with Fargo Shanley. What does Shanley need to do to beat this tough 3-2 and really athletic zone of the Eagles?
They got to have quick ball movement and use ball fakes, because if they don't, with the shorter players of Shanley going against 6'8" or over 6 feet all over the board, they got to get ball fakes, ball movement as quick as they can and try to get the Eagles out of place.
Absolutely, as Hoffer is going to throw the ball in underneath Shanley's hoop. Not sure what the holdup is here, but it looks like we are now going to get the ball thrown in by Hoffer. Nice 2-point shot there by DeKaiser is no good as Hage comes down with the rebound. Mears right in the face of Hage. Hage takes a 2-point floater. Not able to get it to go. A little scuffle for the rebound as it looks like Shanley and Shrema has it. And DeKaiser somehow gets that through the legs of an Eagles player. And now Mears over to Smith. Pump fake. And now DeKaiser will take the ball. Swings it around. Smith in the corner. Almost loses it into the hands of Van Dam, but able to control it. Looks like we're going to have a first foul of the second half. Appears that might be on Van Dam. Check that. It's going to be on Heckner. Third personal. Hoffer throwing the ball in. Smith finds Mears. Mears sets up the Deacon offense. Over to Hoffer. Smith. Bounce pass stolen by Eagles, and Van Dam kicks it out to Hage. Swatted there by Shrema, and Deacons come away with the ball. Hoffer to Mears. Over to Hoffer in front of Coach Tony Paper. Almost stolen there by Hensel, but Deacons able to control it. Smith with the ball, kicks it to DeKaiser in the corner, takes a 3-point attempt, just long, and the rebound comes down to the Eagles. Heckner to Hage, over to Hammond. Pump fake, tries to drive baseline, and they're going to get DeKaiser with the foul. That'll be the first team foul on Shanley this half. Second foul on DeKaiser. Three-pointer is good from Heckner. Timeout Davies after the mid basket. 17-point lead now for Eagles. And, we kind of talked about that fast start that the Eagles are known for in the beginning of each half. How does Shanley respond? What do they need to do to kind of cut back into that run that Davies is going on right now?
I think on defense they need to really start communicating and just know where their shooters are, because obviously Davies has a lot of weapons, so it's harder to know, okay, you got to find them everywhere. And then offensively they just need to hold on to the ball, catch it, and then look at and find the open person.
So it will be Shanley's ball coming out of this full timeout from Fargo Davies. It will be Shanley's ball underneath Davies' hoop. We'll see if Davies will apply a little bit of pressure or stay in that 3-2 zone that Shanley is having a tough time beating. So Davies will stick to that 3-2 zone, see if Coach Paper maybe drew something up that will help Shanley in beating the zone. Cutting Mears down low. Stays in the corner, wants the ball as he's kind of screaming for it, but Smith is going to get it and take the three. Not good as Hage comes down with the rebound. Nice pass from Van Dam to Heckner. Heckner with another two-pointer gets him 8 points on the evening. Kenny and Lyer set to check in at the next dead ball as Shrema can't get his basket to fall. Van Dam looking to push the pace again for Eagles. Hangs it over to Hage. Deacons in a 2-3 zone. Hage gonna take the triple. Not able to get it to go, but Hammond getting up and getting that rebound. And not the basket, as that kind of just hangs on the rim and does not fall. A little bit unlucky there for Hammond. Mears back to Hoffer. Satter also at the scorer's table for the next dead ball. Nice pass to Smith from Shrema. It looked like Hammond might have got a little too much arm and not enough ball as he's called for a foul. It's going to be Grayson Hammond's second personal as well as Davies' second team foul. Smith's first attempt is good. Checking in for Kenny, check in. Second attempt from Smith is also good. 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. 5 points on the evening. Deacons go back to man-on-man with Hammond matching up against Kenny. Van Dam with the ball. Thought about the 2-point jump shot, but decides, but can't. But gets the foul call. So Hammond will go to the line to convert the 3-point play. And the Deacons are kind of struggling in recent minutes, rebounding the ball on the defensive side. How much has that helped the Davies Eagles in getting those offensive rebounds? It
really helps the momentum when on offense you'll know people are going to fight for the rebound, so you have confidence. And if you miss, someone will fight for it and try to get that offensive rebound for that second chance.
Goes off of Shrema there and back to the Eagles. So 20-point lead for the Eagles as it was 8 starting the second half. Satter, nice pass to Hensel, goes up, gets swatted there at the rim by Shrema. Kenny tries to drive baseline, throws it to Lyer. Lyer to Hoffer. Hoffer over to Lyer. Tipped out of Shrema's hand. Satter thought about the three, but kicks it over to Hammond, who will take the three and will not connect as the Eagles do maintain possession. Owen Heckner over to Satter, who's going to take a 2-point jumper with the rebound coming down to Shrema. Hoffer over to DeKaiser on the near side. Fumbled there. Not sure who has it as we can't see as the Shanley student section is our way, but it looks like it will go over to Fargo Davies. Justice Noel as well as Mason Bitts checking into the game for the Eagles. And Patrick Bath now getting his first. DeKaiser guarding Heckner. as Kenny tries to get a steal there, but Heckner saw him coming and able to get it off to Bitz. Bitz gets a double screen. Over to Heckner. He's going to take the three-point attempt. And it's going to be just short as Kenny gets the rebound for Shanley. Hoffer. Bounce pass to Lyer. Davies sticking with that 3-2 zone. Shanley has not had an answer yet. DeKaiser with it. Instead of a steal, they're going to get a foul called on Fargo Davies. Looks like they're going to call that on Justice Noel. Third personal, third team foul of the half. About 12 minutes remaining in tonight's game as DeKaiser gets double teamed and Satter comes away with the ball. It looks like they are going to get a foul called on Shanley. We're going to call that on number 5, Talon Hoffer, second personal, third team foul. And so, Riley, in situations like these, if you would have the ball up by 20, are you looking to get a quick shot or maybe run a little bit of clock and get a nice, good look?
I know what we do in these situations is just run our offense, work the ball around. If you have a wide open layup, take it. But if you don't, then work the ball around, get the wide open shot, get the easy shot instead of trying to force a contested shot, because at this point you just want to play with the lead.
As Coach Paper and Manson get a couple subs into the game. That'll be the third personal on 25 of the Eagles. Van Dam, fourth team foul on Fargo Davies. Hoffer over to Kenny. Kenny throws it right at his coach, Tony Paper, and you got to think he is not too happy about that as he grimaces in a little bit of pain. Not only the pain, but it is also a turnover, so a little bit of mental pain and physical pain for Coach Tony Paper.
I think he might hit a little.
As Bitz come away. Bitz gets a screen from Noel over to Van Dam. Noel out to Heckner, takes a three-point attempt. It's Kenny in the middle. Three-point attempt went down, called for the travel. .30-second timeout called. Don't forget the latest updates and there's upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV or follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV. Real question is now, Riley, are you a follower of Shanley TV on Twitter?
I believe so.
Would you recommend people at home to follow Shanley TV on Twitter?
I definitely think you should follow them.
Guys, you will get the latest updates and scores, and we will let you know when we are going live on our Twitter page. So make sure you follow that to get those updates.
It's a lot shorter of a process following you on Twitter than
It sure is.
having to go to YouTube to do it.
Yes, very nice that we can use those social media platforms these days to get our message to so many people, not only in North Dakota, but USA and the country, as Katie Visser is tuning in from Rome. So pretty cool stuff there, as Davies is able to come away with the rebound.
All over the world, nice.
It's pretty cool, isn't it? As we have a 23-point lead for Fargo Davies. Bitz picked up his dribble in a tough spot, but gets it to Van Dam. Van Dam out to Heckner, who has the hot hand right now for the Eagles. They are going to get him for the travel, as it will go over to Shanley. Lyer brings the ball up the floor, crosses the half-court line, swings it over to Kenny. Kenny to Hoffer. Hoffer looking for a teammate to pass to, and finds Lyer in front of Shanley's bench. Bath passes to a cutting Hoffer, but gets that swatted out of bounds by Van Dam. Van Dam has maybe 4 or 5 blocks in tonight's game. And folks, we do apologize for we do want to thank you for keeping tuned in, and we will try to figure that out. Lyer not able to get it to go as Hage comes down with the board. Hammond guarded by Lyer. Hammond beats Lyer, puts up a tough 2-point basket, somehow Gets that over the tall Bath. Will be 2 points for Hammond. Gives him 13 in tonight's game. Leading scorer for Fargo Davies thus far. Nice save. Hoffer, open 3-point attempt. Gets it to go. Finally gets the Deacons out of that scoring drought. Will be his first points of the evening. Van Dam guarded by Hoffer. Tough screen there by Noel. Gets Hoffer on the floor. But looks like Hammond is going to take that away from Bath. Hammond down to Heckner. Ball out of bounds for Davies. That'll be the 4th team foul on Fargo Shanley. First personal on Bennett Bird. You know, it's always cool seeing people kind of getting moved up from that C squad to JV varsity roster, and Bennett Bird making his name known with getting some minutes in this crucial game for Shanley. Page out to Heckner. Hammond now sets the offense up for Fargo Davies. Gets the double screen going to the left side. Pulls up. Rebound coming right into the face of Emmett Kenny. Hoffer over to Kenny. Liar to Hoffer. Thought about the shot, but tough pass gets stolen by Owen Heckner. Hammond gets Kenny in the air. Gets the foul. Not able to get the basket, but will be sent to the line for 2. Second personal foul on 14, Emmett Kenny. 5th team foul. Hensel back into the game, as well as number 4 tonight. One of 2 sophomores on the JV varsity roster. So again, a very experienced team for Fargo Davies as the second one goes for Hammond. Liar able to get a 3 to go. His 3rd triple of tonight's game. Liar guarding Hammond now. Swings over to Machenbacher. Gets it to Hage. Up a 2-point rebound in this game.
Right, good look. It's just within reach.
There, his dribble, open Smith. Shrema got it to go to extend their lead once more.
I'd say Smith and Hoffer got to get going at this point in the game, staying within reach of it.
You got to think so, as they're one of their 2 players that can get hot and stay hot for quite some time when they get going. As it looked like that ball went off of Hammond, so it will go over to Shanley as Satter and Bitts check back into the game for Bart Manson. And, you know, going back to your game, you know, a little bit of a chip on your shoulder with facing some 2 former coaches. That kind of help you guys in that game this evening, give you a little more fuel to the fire? Or?
You know, I think there's more of a chip on our shoulder for Coach Anderson than Coach Jacobson, just because only 2 of us on. I think it's more of a he just told us, and the way he left was very like respectful. Yes. But I definitely think that has some motivation, especially for his former players. It definitely has motivation.
You got to think they wanted that one a little bit more too, especially you guys losing to them last time, but able to split the series with them this year. So it was a very fun game to watch, folks. So make sure you go back if you were not able to tune into our archive broadcast to watch the replay of that game. Kenny going to take the open 3, gets fouled by Hensel. Will be sent to the line for 3. First personal foul on Hensel. 5th team foul. Now 5 team fouls on both Shanley and Davies this half, as the first free throw is good. As both student sections kind of going back as we want the coaches respond to that. Third attempt from the line for Kenny. No good with the rebound coming down to Van Dam of Fargo Davies. So 53-38 in favor of the Eagles with about 5:20 remaining in the game. Satter by Satter gives him 11 points. Would like to remind the club at Shanley to Shanley team. While you're there, be sure to renew your or become a member, and anyone can join. So sign up today to a higher level. 5 minutes remaining in the game. What do you to cut?
Buckets to try to cut into that lead, and then because right now if it stops, get one or two. Davies will get an easy basket, which will just cut short of what everything they just did on defense.
Nice rebound there by Heckner to toss it out there to Van Dam as Davies will get a fresh 30 seconds on the shot clock. Satter over to Hammond. Looks like he wanted to take the three, but it's going to drive middle. Kick it out to Bitts, who's going to go and get fouled going to the hoop. So looks like they're going to call that on the ground, actually. Appears they will call that on the ground, and it will be on 24, Roman Schramm, a third personal. 16 foul, so next foul on Shanley will result in Davies being in the bonus. That foul will also call that on Talent. A couple of plays. First one needs a little more legs there. Get it over the front of the rim.
I think that might be helping Shanley stay within their free throw struggles tonight.
That is correct, as it's 18-point lead now for Davies. Kenny drives baseline. Tough shot there. Rebound comes down to Davies. And they are going to be able to grab that, as it was kind of loose there for a little bit. Hammond over to Heckner, guarded by Schramm, puts up a 2-point basket right in front of the free throw line, able to get it to go for Bart. Basket into Schramm. That is, I think, pushing 40, and this one's staying around that 20-point range. So very good for the Deacons to respond, see if they can get it even a little bit closer in the last 4 minutes. Not able to get it to go and rebound. See if they can run. Bits out to Van Dam. Over to Heckner, trying to drive on Shrema. Shrema doing an excellent job holding his ground. As a foul will get called on Shrema. Bits gets the driving layup to go and will be sent to the line to convert the 3-point play. Fourth person on Bits, able to get it to go. Does convert the 3-point play. Now 21 points separate the Eagles and the Deacons. Nice steal there from Satter. Gonna go ahead and lay it in. You know, a little bit surprised with how tall both teams are that we haven't seen a dunk yet tonight. Are you a little bit surprised by that?
I'm definitely surprised, considering one of the Davies games a couple weeks ago, there was like a dunk contest between Cam Van Dam and I think it was Devil's Lake.
Okay.
Might have had like a little back and forth.
Grant Nelson and Cam Van Dam, two very athletic players.
Back and forth, just I think it's between the two of them.
That is Kenny in front of his in at the net. Throws out right at his coach, Bart Manson. And it will go over to He did not look too happy, as both coaches have kind of gotten clunked now by their own players with the ball going out of bounds.
Looks like a shootout there.
A little shootout there by the coach for throwing it right at him. That's tough play there for Van Dam, as Davies will switch to a 2-3 zone. Lyer with the ball for Shanley. Over to Smith. Smith over to Lyer. Lyer back to Smith. Looked like he wanted that long three, but pass ball failed, but will be sent to the line 4-2 after the foul on Davies. Fourth personal team foul on Davies, so next one on Davies will result in Shanley being in the bonus, which might help them. Hoffer's first attempt is good. Free throw line and attempt also. Page Smith. There's way that we are going to have to go as bit. Team foul on still. First end of the 1-and-1 is good from Bits. To give them a 22-point lead is Bits from the line. and is not able to do so. Rebound going down to Tallenhofer and Shanley on the out of bounds under 2 minutes. It's now Shanley. It's there for a little. Get it. Tough foul there. Double bonus. Now for Davies, that's other fouls. I think if they're in the game.
Because of, half.
Very tall team and Fargo takes a jumper and can't get it to go as Hage comes down with the rebound for the Eagles. Checking in at the next dead ball. That's what both student sections were cheering for, as Carter Hills used to go to Shanley but transferred to Davies. Ty Satter going to work. Nice spin move, but gets that swatted out of bounds by Patrick Bath. So it'll be Hills and Machenbacher into the game for the Eagles.
I think there's 6 people on the floor. Right?
Yeah, not sure what's going on here, as there was 6 people. Good catch there by Riley. It looks like there's still 6 people, so we'll not sure what's going on here. Is a little bit of confusion. That 3 is not going to count. A lot of confusion there as we had people going on and off the court. But we now have 5 players for each team, so we are ready to finish this game. 51 seconds remaining. Machenbacher drives, kicks it. Not going to kick it, going to take the shot and won't get it to fall as the Deacons look to score with Bath with the throw down. First dunk of the evening. Underneath, and that'll
in the game.
In to knock away with the win. Splits the deficit in half as Carter Hills gets it to Noel. Nice pass, nice finish from Noel. Smith not able to get that to go as Noel gets the rebound. You think Davies will just dribble it out. So Riley, first half, pretty back and forth. 8-point lead for Davies going into the second half, and then Davies kind of just work on maybe to just kind of get over that extra hump that they can't quite get over against Fargo Davies.
I definitely think they're rebounded toward watching the game. I mean, the height advantage obviously is a huge thing, but I mean, I think Shanley definitely needs to get better on the rebounding and limit their turnovers, especially against such a good team like Davies. Yeah,
Davies is playing really well right now. You got to think they'll continue that, but not much to worry about for Shanley, as if they probably would have rebounded a little bit better and maybe take a 5-10 pick down to the end. And I do want to apologize for those. But for Riley Payne and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Altringer. The final score from Fargo is Davies 70, Fargo Shanley 47. To watch the archived version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to shanleytv.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.
This broadcast is presented by